round 2.
All right, cool.
Round 2.
I'm on YouTube.
Cool.
Oh, I think I got starting on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
I did.
What's that deal with that Periscope?
Live now.
Oh, we're live. Look at that.
Yeah, all right.
Boom.
Hello, Internet. We're coming to you live from a multitude of locations.
Woo.
Wow. All right. So sorry about that, folks. Man, this is so cool.
I know.
All right. So, hello, Internet. Welcome to Princess of the Apocalypse. My coffee is upstairs because I didn't think this part through. But that's okay. I'm going to get it anyway. But I wanted to tell you guys is now, regardless of where you prefer to watch Nerd Immersion videos, when, yeah, we're here to stay. Host away. Everyone who would like to throw hosts.
Nice rhyme.
Yeah. Thank you. I didn't even mean to do that. But we, through a wonderful, wonderful service, that I'm not affiliated with in any means, but restream.io, if anybody has questions, you can message me and we'll talk about it. But it simulcasts, as it were, your stream to pretty much any live streaming platform that you wish to make an account with. So currently, we are coming to you live from YouTube, from Twitch, as well as Twitter. So that's pretty cool. So I will be, bear with me because I have to monitor 3 chats all at once. But also for those people on YouTube and Twitter, you're only going to see overlays on screen for Twitch subscribers and things of that nature because that's all I have set up. We're going to fix that with future attempts. But hey, this is pretty cool. Also, let me know if you guys have trouble viewing it on Twitch. I just spent a whole day and a half optimizing all of the video settings to make things higher end. But I know that if we have, if you don't have transcoding or I don't have transcoding enabled, you won't be able to view it at lower resolutions, which may cause issues for people with buffering, just because it's at such a high level of quality that if your internet can't support streaming video of that, it won't work. But long story short, the uploads that you see on YouTube are going to be in 60 frames per second, 1080p. So that's exciting. Okay, so that's all out of the way. Now let's talk about this game. It's been a little while, folks. Been 2 weeks since we played. This is Princess of the Apocalypse. I have a lovely host of players and characters to go through, so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on what happened last time. All of those videos are available on Twitch and YouTube at this point to watch, if you want to catch up. But our party has been in the process of discovering, I guess, elemental misgivings throughout the world of Faerun and the Sword Coast, as they dealt with some earth cult scenarios, they dealt with some air cult scenarios, and then they said, you know what, this is great, we need a break, going to Waterdeep, gotta do some shopping, and no murdering. So the party went to Waterdeep and indeed did some shopping. They almost bought some boots. They bought a lot of blind box mystery grab bag type things. And now they decided that it's time to set up Ozzy, our resident 19-year-old wizard, on a nerd date with a girl he had a crush on. Which surprisingly went a lot better than I thought it would go. And basically they trounced about town. Lilith spent $5,000 on a bar tab.
Oh yeah.
Although only part of that was because of her parents' outstanding debts. And then it's been like backstory reveal central, as the party is made aware that Lilith has a manor house and a butler, and like has a ton of bedrooms. I don't know the exact amount, and Brittany looks like she may have stepped away or just ducked out of frame. But I sent her the full floor plan of Helder Manor, so she knows how many rooms she has and where everything is laid out. And that's pretty much where we're gonna pick up today. Is you guys have stumbled your way through all of the various wards, got on like the little ferry to go across to the island where Lilith's house is, and you guys met Winston, the butler, who stays in Lilith's house, and that's I think pretty much where we ended, because it got a little bit late, and that's where we are. So you guys are still relatively intoxicated off of the various alcohols, and yeah, you are in Lilith's big ass mini castle type looking house. It has a very castle aesthetic to the outside. It's all brick exterior, and like any good manor house, right, when you walk in, you've got kind of the grand entrance with the 2 sets of stairs that sweep around to the upper level, and then there's a multitude of doors on the left and right. But yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Igni turns to Lilith and goes, "Where is the house? This is not a house.
Yeah, it is.
This is a fort, a castle. This is not a house."
I mean, you saw our neighbors' homes, right? Like, we haven't really updated our home.
The interior decorator.
Lilith, how rich are you?
Yes. Were you always this loaded? I didn't realize.
Vanan could have had his boots.
Boots. Lilith. Hey.
Hey guys, listen.
Lilith.
Listen, I'm not wealthy. My parents were wealthy, and it wasn't something that they actively worked on. They donated a lot to charity and did a lot. You know, we actually got off. Did I ever tell you guys why my parents aren't here?
No.
Nope. No.
Oh. Well, she gets like a little bit uncomfortable because I'm pretty sure we're still very drunk from our.
Yeah, no, we just walked in. Oh, and we've got a stranger with us.
And yeah, you have Natasha with you.
We can talk about this. We can talk about this in the morning if you want. We can. I mean, you don't have to try to do this while you're drunk. We can.
Yeah, we'll talk on breakfast. How about this? I'll show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys to your rooms. You each get your own room.
Awesome.
So
A whole room?
Wait.
Yeah.
I thought you meant we all get one room together.
This is
No.
Oh.
No. You don't need. You can have 2 rooms if you want. I mean, just I feel really uncomfortable right now. She just kind of like gets super like uncomfortable. She gets uncomfortable and she like starts walking you guys up the. There's a lot of stairs.
Are any of the lights on?
Yeah. Winston would have kept a light on in like in the main hallway where he because he is the stereotypical the best butler, so like there's always a light on in case Lilith
the sheets are all turned down.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess to give you guys, so you walk in the main entrance, right, into a foyer. There is doors on either, right and left of you, and then there's a set of stairs that kind of step down into this massive great hall, the big entrance that has the double sweeping stairs that are off about 200 feet in front of you that go up, and you can see that there are, again, in the room you're in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different doors leading off of this room, and then there are like the steps go up to like a first landing, and there are doors off of there, and then they curl back around to the upper level, which is open, and you can see as you look up that there's a second floor.
Can I just
You
drunkenly
can talk
explore?
with your stuff in this closet over here.
I think I'm gonna
You
keep
don't
my
have to. You
stuff.
can take it with you. You can
Just-
take it.
Wait, I
No,
have no
just like
stuff.
I'm just like one of those kind of people. I just like to take my backpack with me through the room.
I'll hang my coat up.
Yeah,
I'll hang up my cloak.
there is a
I don't even have my
cloakroom.
cloak on.
Lil's like, y'all stop acting weird. You're making me uncomfortable. Can you please just make yourselves at home?
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Igni takes her cloak off. She says, "You said I had
Where?
room. Where is this room? I'd like to see it."
Oh, it's upstairs.
Igni like,
Okay, how about this? I'm gonna show you your guest room.
Okay.
You can drop your shit there. You can whatever you want, and then let's reconvene. We can reconvene in the kitchen. That's the best place to chill, right?
Cool, that sounds
in
great.
the in the morning. In the morning.
Oh, you're tired? Are you going to bed now?
I am.
It's only
Drunk.
midnight.
I am drunk, and I am going to be honest with you. If I
I'm
fall
an-
stairs to
I don't
top,
sleep.
I am not coming back down.
I don't
Oh,
sleep.
okay, that's fine. I mean, there's plenty of places we can hang out upstairs. Here, let's just go upstairs.
Okay.
We shall stumble through stairs together.
All right, so you guys head up the main staircase towards to the second floor. So when you guys come up these kind of grand staircases, you can see again, obviously there's railings and kind of that go around and sweep around the main entrance. That there again, you can't even in your drunken state. You can't. I mean, Ozzy maybe because of his brain, but like there's so many doors. But in front of you, there are 4 sets of doors. And then there are 2, one immediately to your right and left. And Lilith, where you're going to take them probably to the sets of guest rooms up on the second floor, I assume?
Yeah. So I basically lead you guys, I lead you around and show you all of the doors that lead to a guest room, and you would be able to pick whichever one you want.
That one.
Okay, so
I want this one over here.
Okay, so I will give you guys a little heads up to your room situation because again, this is a noble scenario. So, Igni, the room that you go in, which we're just gonna say is probably the first one, we'll say. So you come into the room, into a sitting room, right? Then through the sitting room is your actual bedroom. And these sitting rooms are larger than any tavern room you stayed in. That then leads into a bedroom, which has its own closet. And this one actually shares kind of a washroom with another one of the bedrooms nearby. If you so choose, if anyone chooses to stay there. But there's plenty of other rooms people don't have to share.
I mean,
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
I'm taking this one.
So you have that one. There's also a shared sitting room that's shared with one of the other guest bedrooms off of the bathroom. But
Oh, interesting.
so then if we choose to go Vanan to the next one,
okay.
Vanan, you come through a sitting room into your bedroom, and then you have 2 doors from there. One is its own personal bathroom, and one is just one is a dressing room. Like for you to get dressed, because we're in a noble household, you have different rooms for sitting versus dressing versus sleeping.
Hey, Lilith.
Yeah.
You mind if I turn the dressing room into my pet room?
Yeah. That's fine.
Hey guys, this is yours, or you can go anywhere. This is ours now.
And then,
Yeah, we like that. My
my
parents
pets
loved
Hop down
animals.
and get comfy.
and then Ozzy, there's a smaller bedroom, but if you continue around the corner there a little bit to the kind of the west side of this house, there is a set of doors you walk into, which is a sitting room that has 2 doors off of it, and those 2 doors lead to 2 separate bedrooms that each have their own separate bathroom. So there's that, and I don't know where your plan is with Natasha, how this is gonna go down.
I'm probably going to feed Agony and Bigby and then let them go hang out with the other animals.
Sure.
And
Makes
then I
sense.
guess we're just gonna share a bedroom.
Yeah, okay. That's fine, and if things don't go well, she can go out into the main room, and then there's another bedroom
there
right
you
next
go.
door. So you're
Yeah.
good.
Escape plans. That's
Yes.
all
Okay, so you guys all have your own largest bedrooms you've seen, but also several attached rooms for various purposes. So there you go.
I'll guess let Natasha go in the room, and I'll say to Lilith, Lilith, because everyone else is kind of not around. They're all in their rooms doing stuff. I'll tell her. There's something kind of important I have to discuss with you, probably in the morning, not right now. It's about Vanan.
Wait,
Oh,
what? Sorry.
Something.
I mean, is he okay? Are you okay?
He's okay. I'm fine. A little drunk, but fine. There's something strange that happened tonight involving something that he had on his person. He gave me a dagger, and it had something strange effects on him.
Oh,
It's definitely something I think we should look into in the morning.
yeah, but everything's fine, right?
Yes, everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Okay,
everything's
yeah.
cool.
Well, we have a lot to talk about tomorrow.
Okay, great. You
Holy
get
moly.
some sleep.
You guys, I guess before everybody goes into their respective rooms, Lilith will be like, "Hey, you guys, just knock on my door in the morning. It's this one over here."
Yeah, and you see basically at the top of the stairs the big, grandiose doors that are there that lead into Lilith's chambers. You notice too, I guess it's worth pointing out. Actually, everybody make me insight checks at disadvantage, except for Lilith, because this is your house. At disadvantage because you're all drunk.
Oh.
Hang on.
I got a 20.
That's not bad.
I got a 3.
I got a 19.
Oh man, with disadvantage, you guys are doing great. So you
Okay,
guys,
Okay, that's a 3. Oh yeah, I can't suspect I'll do worse than that. There's no way I could do worse than that, right? Right?
Did you roll a natural one?
No, I rolled a 3.
Oh, all right.
just-
Well, I rolled a 2 plus a 1.
All right. Well,
Oh,
all right. So actually, Vanan and Ozzy, you can tell that she pretty much kind of gave you the idea of where everything is on this upper floor, except like when you guys, I guess, the northwest corner, if you will. She didn't say anything about it. She just kind of like, oh, there's a room here. You guys can go, and my room is here, and just kind of doesn't mention that corner. And you can clearly see, and based on your kind of idea of the way this thing is laid out, that there is rooms there, but she does not mention them. And you guys go to bed. Or go your separate ways. I don't know if you're actually going to sleep, Ozzy.
wait. There's a burning question. Is Ozzy a virgin?
Is Lilith asking Ozzy this question in the hallway?
No, he's asking Bucky.
absolutely.
Lilith would never ask Ozzy that. But
No.
ask Bucky.
Yeah.
No, he's had
Iggy would.
literally no time for girls in his.
I feel like that's what Igni.
I think
It's been
yeah,
started.
on your way
Tomorrow.
in. Yeah, on your way in, Igni grabs you before she notices and pulls you close and says, "Do not be nervous. It is easy."
Okay.
And I pat you nice and hard on the chest. I'm like, go, 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 go.
Yeah,
go.
I go in the room.
And all the animals are leaning out his door, but it's like a stack of heads just leaning out. the
Oh
door.
yes.
You know what I mean? There's
Nice.
a cat and a guinea, and then a lemur, and a pseudo dragon, and we all give you a thumbs
Animal
up.
heads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
and then we go back in.
All right, very nice. So, that all happens, and then, I guess what we'll make this a persuasion check. I guess.
Okay.
I mean,
That's not
you're
good.
in a pretty good spot. You know, you've done pretty well for yourself tonight, and
Performance check.
well, I mean, you got to seal the deal
Performance
before you
check.
can have the
What-
deal.
Oh, persuasion. Yeah.
Persuasion to start, then we'll get to the performance. If that's a route we want to go.
Okay. I got a 12 for either.
Okay, all right. And she got an 11. So then, yeah, it's you're both drunk. So it's you'll have some questions probably in the morning about how things, about where things actually ended up. But as far as you know, make me a performance check, and I'll make one for her, and we'll see how this goes.
Natural 20.
That's a 6.
Okay. So she had a 17. So
She's obviously way better at this than I am.
well, again, it's also Ozzy's first time.
That's it.
So, performance anxiety
Yeah.
aside, makes
Not bad.
sense.
Not bad for a 6.
You don't know this, you don't know her life story, but either way, it's everybody seems to have fun, or seems to in their drunken state. Insight checks can come in the morning to see exactly how this goes down. But yeah, is there anything? So while Ozzy is off having some fun, what about the rest of you? Is there any other than obviously you guys are in your respective rooms? Do you guys do anything specific, or other than just go to sleep?
Am I sharing the room next to Ozzy? Who's
No.
next to Ozzy? Oh, okay.
Ozzy's by himself. You guys are
Okay.
there's enough rooms that you guys are all by yourselves.
He's got a corner.
Yeah.
I got the
I
look.
would like to
At least
try
not
and make,
people on each side.
I want to choreograph and
Wait.
I want to choreograph and teach the animals. I want to choreograph a dance and teach the animals to do it, and then
I'll help you with
me
the
and the
teaching of
animals will
that.
do the dance together. Do you want to do it with me, Igni? Do you want to?
I am literally dancer. Of course I do
Yes,
it with you.
We'll have so many
Dancing animals. How do we?
So
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I will have Vanan make me an animal handling check, and I'll have Igni make me a performance check.
Nat 20. This is meant to be. It's meant to be.
17.
All right.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna say again,
You're pretty-
you guys are drunk, so how good it actually is, you don't know, but how good you think it is amazing.
Great.
And you're Igni, you're showing off dance moves, and Vanan, you're conveying this to the animals in such a way that they can understand. Perhaps writing in your book so they can read the dance moves, because you have that book that animals can read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So either way,
I'm writing it down.
things go well. You guys are like, yeah, we got this. And however, this takes 2 hours, but you guys both don't actually sleep. So
Yeah.
It's 2 hours is not lots of time. I
No.
teach them how to do, and then I look at Ben and I go, I am tired. I must sleep.
Okay, go to sleep.
What these they are ready to dance, but they too should sleep. Animals, you should sleep.
Oh, the animals should sleep. Yeah.
And I should also sleep.
Yeah.
I'm
you
going
guys
to
should go
room
to
now
bed.
because I have whole room to myself. Yeah?
Mhm. Yeah. See you later.
Okay, bye.
Peace.
okay. Lilith, what about you?
I went to Lilith is kind of she hasn't been here for a while, so she's a little overwhelmed with just sentiment and nostalgia and lots of complicated feelings. And something kind of dawns on her as she's walking into her room that she hasn't been in a long time. And she decides before going to bed she's going to look for Winston.
Okay. You know where he would probably be. You know where his chambers are downstairs, and if he's not attending to you, that's likely where he'd be. Or, knowing Winston, probably in the kitchen preparing some sort of meal for you guys because that's just the kind of guy he is. Or more than likely, like whatever Lilith's favorite like snack is, because she doesn't come home that often. So when she's there, he wants to make sure he, gives her, what she deserves. So
She's gonna check the kitchens first because she remembers having many good memories of like hanging out with Winston in the kitchens, like while he was helping things, prepare things for the family. She used to love to like follow him around, and he's like kind of like a grandfather uncle figure, kind of, like.
Yeah, sure, I get it. Yeah, so you make your way downstairs to the kitchen. Again, the house dark except for the occasional candelabra that's lit. You make your way again. Practice traveled footsteps. Even, you have dark vision, but even in the dark, you know where you're going to get there. And as to be expected, when you enter into the, push through the sets of double doors into the kitchen, there, kind of at the stove, working with a candle there by himself, but, seemingly more than happy to do what he's doing, is Winston preparing whatever it is that is Lilith's kind of like favorite food, like comfort, home cooked food.
The soup.
Oh yeah, that whatever that soup is, that is what you see him, he's cutting up the vegetables and things to put in the soup. The broth is boiling there on the stove.
Italian wedding soup.
Okay. All right. So there's okay. All right. So man, this is getting a lot more specific than I thought. Yeah, you've got is that barley that goes into Italian wedding soup?
I don't even know.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. He's making it.
His version of it.
Yes, his version, Lilith's preferred version of it. He is making.
Word. So I kind of like open the door and I'm just like.
And his back is to you as he's preparing things.
I just go over and like sit on I'm assuming there's like a bar, like the islands in a kitchen where you would like kind of prepare most of everything. So she just kind of pulls up a chair and sits next to him, and she's like, "So, how have you been?"
And he will stop for like mid preparation and turn and look at those sort of knowing grandfathery uncle type eyes to you that just, you see all at the same time on his face as he looks over to you. There's like the looks of someone who is concerned because hasn't seen you in a while, but then mostly through like the little cracks in the smile lines is just someone who is just so happy to have you home and to have you here and to know that everything is all right. And he just says, "Oh boy, I did not practice this enough." So, we're just gonna have to go with generic British. My Michael Caine is a little off. I didn't get enough time to practice that. Because his accent is a little bit off. So, and he'll just. Do we decide? Is it Madam? Is it Mistress? Is it Ms. Miss? Did we?
Probably Ms.
Ms.
Yeah, right. I don't know. That feels weird. Yeah, I guess. What something in Miss.
Miss. All right. So he'll turn and he'll look to you and again pause momentarily on his preparation of this Italian wedding soup, which apparently, as chat, thank you, Celeste, has so kindly pointed out, that Italy, that small village south of Baldur's Gate, where they make famous for Italian wedding soup. And he'll say just, Miss Helda, it's wonderful to have you home, and I am fine. How are you doing? And he's just smiling, just anticipating your response.
Oh yeah. Winston's one of the few people that Lilith truly feels like she doesn't have to be like guarded or filtered around. So she just kind of just like exhales and it's like, oh man, it's weird and good, and it's really good to be home.
And he says,
And
yeah, go ahead.
training, I left for, to become a knight of Stamalar, but I had no idea it was going to keep me away for so long. And I think I did. And I think that's why I chose it. And I didn't think about it until I stepped through the front door. It's like, I'm really sorry that I left you here all alone.
And he says, well, don't think anything of it at all, miss. It's fine. I'm more than happy I've kept the light on for you every night, just to be sure, in case you were to come home, that there would be a friendly face waiting for you. So, it's wonderful to have you home, and you seem to be with a wonderful group of eccentric but seemingly friends or companions, which is great. It's wonderful that you're not traveling alone, because I'd hate for you to be out experiencing everything that you are by yourself.
I've always been a loner, but these guys are pretty cool. I hope they don't, just don't go out of your way or anything. Like, they're homies. They'll love whatever you do for them.
And he says, well, I shall treat them as esteemed guests, and if there's anything that I need to know specific in food preparation or otherwise, you please let me know, so I will be sure to take that into account for breakfast in the morning.
By the way, that was no shade towards my companions. That was more Lilith feeling protective of Winston, not overexerting himself for new guests. Just to clarify. And she's just like, oh, yeah, can I help you? Can I help you with cooking stuff?
And he says, well, you don't have to, but if you would like to, and he'll slide over I guess a cutting board with a knife and trying to think, celery, right? That's an Italian wedding soup. Yeah? Or I'm making that up.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Whatever. I don't know. I can't think of Italian wedding soup off the top of my head. I know I've had it many, many a time. But what...
She starts pulling chicken pieces off of a
there,
rotisserie
that's
chicken.
fine. Yeah, because he knows. There's a rotisserie chicken there.
Yeah.
So
she just wants to help and feel, maybe they'll reminisce and share memories or just, shoot the shit, just whatever is comfortable. And she just wants to be with Winston right now. It's very comforting, and there it is.
Sure. Yeah, you guys take the time throughout the course of tonight, and you help him prepare, and you talk and you chat, and he does less talking and more listening, very active listening, making sure to comment on everything that you say, to really let you know that he is physically here for you, but also emotionally here for you for whatever you need, and he takes interest in everything you have to say, and there's never a question in your mind from having known him all these years that this is not genuine. And eventually you do.
Be careful to not really mention the perilous parts of their adventures.
Okay, all right. There's a little bit of a knowing, he knows what you went off to do and what you attempted to do in the past, and he's aware, so he knows that there's a degree, but he's keen to play along with you, kind of not letting him know that things are as bad as they are, or can get as dangerous as they are. And then, you guys eventually finish. The soup is prepared, and the two of you sit at the little eat-in nook there, which is typically reserved for the servants back when the house was full and had a full contingent of servants and cooks and maids and all that stuff. But it's just the two of you there with the soup, and you just chat and eat until basically however long you want to be there.
Yeah, I'd say until both of us get tired. I probably give Winston I pull out one of the bottles of booze that I took.
Okay.
And I'm before I'm ready to go up to my room to fall asleep, I'm like, hey, this is for you.
And he's like, well, thank you, miss. It shan't go to waste. And then as you get up to leave, he stands up as well. And he says, will there be anything else?
She shakes her head and gives him a big smile, and then just like gives him a big fucking hug, like.
And like it's
solid. I've missed you. You're like my last remaining relative.
and
of
like
sort.
there's like
you know?
a quick like almost like a shock, like he wasn't expecting it. But then he immediately warms up to it and gives you a hug back, and he says, "Well, Miss, as you're embracing, he says there'll always be someone here for you, whenever you decide to come home."
That's a really hard thing. She nods and kind of like stiff lip walks up the stairs. That's like sucks to hear, but it's also wonderful to hear. She's just like, oh.
All right, yeah, and then you leave him as he heads off to his chambers now with a fairly nice 71-year-old Scotch, whatever's left in that decanter. And yeah, then you guys basically the evening will come to a close, and the morning sun will rise. So now comes a fun part. So can I get? Let's see. How do I want to do this? I will give Lilith advantage. I want everybody to make me Constitution saving throws for hangovers.
Ooh, hell yeah. Hold on, I gotta see what my Constitution is. My roll's a 16. I just have to add my modifier.
Okay.
Mine was a 16.
14.
What's
You're
Vanan
muted,
got?
Vanan.
Still. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
8.
8. Okay.
Big ol' 8.
All right.
I
So.
got an unnatural 20.
Okay. So the DC, because you guys walked the length of Waterdeep, but didn't stop drinking the entire time. Also, I don't recall, but I don't believe food was ever gotten in the course of the night. So Lilith has advantage because she ate soup before she went to bed, so she has something in her stomach. So the DC I decided, because this is pretty difficult, is 15. So Ozzy, I gotta roll for Natasha, and she's got no mods, so this is just a straight roll. She was so close to a natural 20, which rolled to a 2. So Ozzy, and you recall that she says that she does drink, but she also didn't know where to go, and knowing how some of these people are at the Mage Tower, it might have just been the fact that she literally does do that, but that she doesn't actually I do physically imbibe beverages. So in the morning, Igni, you're not shocked. You're fine. This is you do this kind of stuff all the time.
Right.
And Lilith, you're fine as well. But Vanan, Natasha, and Ozzy are just, you just have the worst hangover. And again, is this Ozzy's first real bend with binge drinking?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. So 19-year-old kid goes out drinking with his friends, gets laid, and then wakes up to the worst fucking hangover ever.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Well, you got late. Yes, you did.
Yeah, Igni wakes up and bursts her door open and stretches. Oh, I need some food. Where do I eat? Food. One night at this house.
Vanan comes crawling out of his room on his stomach. It's like,
Oh, my little elf friend, you look so bad. Are you okay?
Igni, help me, I'm dying.
Oh, you just need some food. And I bend down, pick him up. I'm like, come on. We go find something to eat in this place. Can you imagine what the kitchen must look like?
Where's Ozzy?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm worried about him.
Ozzy! I knock on his door really loud as we pass. Wakey, you need food and hydration.
Ozzy is definitely on the floor. tried to get up out of bed to get the door and fell face first. And you see the door slowly creak open as he has his hand out and his mage hand is opening the door for him. And you just see him on the floor, Natasha in bed, still passed out. And he's like,
Are you naked?
No, please be quiet. I'll be there in a second.
Okay, we're going to get the breakfast, yeah? We'll be downstairs. We see you. Put your clothes on.
Okay.
Can I have a health potion?
Oh, that won't help
thought I
you,
gave
friend.
him-
And I like pull him. I move him towards the kitchen. That will not help you.
Ozzy.
I shut the door.
All right. So you guys eventually, Ozzy shuts the door. You're helping. I missed. Did Lilith get up in this time? I assume.
Well, I was gonna knock on her door on our way down too, but
Lilith probably woke up at like 7. You know,
Oh.
she
Right.
was great. She had soup that had lots of sodium. She drank water. She's got all her electrolytes.
get
Like
them carbs.
she's sleeping in her fucking own bed.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's true. Yeah.
So
That's
would you already be in the kitchen?
I would probably be walking out as I heard all of you guys like making so much fucking commotion. And
Oh.
she'll kind of peer around the corner and see that like Vanan's struggling. Doesn't get-
And he's like dragging him to the kitchen.
Lilith,
yeah, and then I see Igni and I'm like, hey girl, you sleep okay?
Good morning. It is wonderful. I feel great. I have not slept in soft bed like that in years. Oh,
Lilith.
is there this man? He could use raw egg.
No, I don't want raw egg.
Oh,
Can you-
you're going to eat the raw egg? Yes,
Lilith,
you
you
are.
can.
Come
you
on,
can,
man.
like, hear me, can't you?
Yeah.
Hey, Igni, come with me down in the kitchen. I bet I can. I'll ask Winston to whip something up, you know, for everybody to feel better.
Okay, I'll be here, and then I just lie down on the floor.
Okay. So yeah, you guys start to make your way downstairs, Igni and Lilith. And you start as you get down the main set of staircases, and you're heading to the kind of the east side of the house, which again, Lilith, you know, is where the kitchen is, and you can smell the aroma of and hear the sizzling of bacon in a pan. Right, you can hear that. You just hear that, and you can smell the eggs and the fresh cooked bacon. And there's some kind of, you get the like onions too, and then you go into the kitchen and you can see there's like a big old tray of like hash browns, right? And there's a big old platter that's being piled up for of bacon, and you can see that there's some loaves of toasted bread, and he didn't know how people like their eggs, so he's like scrambled is usually a safe bet, so went with scrambled eggs. And he's like currently, and he like turns his like hears you come in and just like cracks a fresh egg in a griddle, and just keeps going.
Oh yeah, this is a standard watered Havian fucking breakfast right here. That's
Looks like to feed the army. Is this all for us?
yeah. Hold on, let me I go in and I just like start putting a bunch of food on different plates and putting them on serving trays, like while Winston is cooking, and I'm assuming this is like he knows what I'm doing, you know, there to
Yeah,
help.
and I mean, and he'll like turn over to look at you and be like, "You know, miss, you don't have to do that."
Yeah, I know, but also like you don't have to do this either for this many people. So I'm here to help. Like, you know what? I'm gonna spare you the details of the hot mess. The hot mess is upstairs. So I'll be right back, and I get all the shit on the plate and then take it upstairs. Oh, and I'm like, hey Winston, you know, they're struggling. Do you have like what's that thing that you remember that one time when I was in school and I came home? You remember that? Like, can you?
And
whatever you did, you whipped up that little potion and it really helped me. Thanks for keeping that from my parents, by the way.
And he just smiles and just shakes his head and says, "Yes, I'll prepare something." And he kind of goes back. But yeah, so you guys, you have plates, and it's mounded with bacon and eggs, and the hash browns have peppers and onions cut up in them, and they're fried up in the bacon grease. It's like
coffee.
Yes, actually, coffee. And coffee is, I'm trying to think of how it is in the Sword Coast, because I'm not sure how well spread it is. But we're gonna say that there is. You're in Waterdeep and you're a noble, so you would have it. It's not like a super common occurrence. But I do believe that coffee is a Faerun. It exists in the world. I mean, there's jungles, so there has to be places where you could grow coffee beans.
I wonder if Igni... I don't think Igni's ever had coffee if it's really that rare. Like, if it's really, like, a specialty.
I'm gonna say that it's not like a common thing, but he has it. There's a pot that's been percolating off to the side here, and you can smell, Igni, this just deep, rich, kind of aroma that's kind of it smells like coffee. All right, I can't
What is this black tar water you are cooking on stove?
Lilith almost drops the fucking tray, and she turns around and she's like, "Excuse me." Hold on, Igni. Before words are not necessary, and I hand over, and I'm like, "It's gonna be abrasive. You can add things like sugar and cream or honey to make this suit your palate. So taste it. Don't make a judgment. Add a little bit of whatever you need, and then tell me what you think." So I hand it over.
And I guess we'll say that because you're a noble, why not? We'll say that Winston will point, and there's 2 pots, right? There's 2 pots.
Oh.
And he'll say that and he'll say this is more to Lilith because she'll know the difference. That the pot on the right is oh geez, how do we want to say this? I guess we'll say that is something more, just a local roasted. I guess this would be. I don't even know there's a jungle. It's fine. Waterdavian roast, but the one to the left is a that is a black honey roast, fresh from the lands of Chult. That's a new thing. We just recently got that in. Ooh. And you will know that, Lilith, that a black honey roast doesn't actually have honey in it. It's just more of the cherry is left on the bean when it's roasted, so it actually makes it slightly sweeter than your average generic coffee bean.
I want Igni to have the absolute best impression of coffee because it's one of Lilith's absolute favorite drinks of all time. And so she's going to give Igni the Chult brew, black honey, and is like, all right, just sip it and let it bubble over your mouth and smell it while you're drinking it.
That is a lot to do. Can I just taste it?
Okay, so this is it's
oh no.
It's no. It's slightly, there's a slight acidity to it as the coffee, the cherry as it were is left on there, but it does have a certain sweetness to it. So, it's someone who's never had coffee. This is like a shock to you. Like it doesn't. It's you didn't know what to expect, right? It's a hot liquid that has this kind of slightly sweet, slightly acidic, but at the same way, sort of. It's bold and it's warm and it warms you up, and you do feel, even with the momentary introduction of this, slightly more energetic than you felt a few minutes ago.
You see Igni's eye close and twitch as she swallows the warm liquid, and she goes, "Well, it does not taste like tar. It is very good though. It makes me feel energized, as if I could dance for hours. Yes, I could dance for hours. Vanan! Get up, Vanan! We are going to dance. I am feeling it. Can I have more of this? I would like more of this liquid, this black honey roast. Yes, more, please." She sets the cup down.
Hold on, Iggy. Let's get everybody else up with their coffee. Here, I give her the like regular coffee, and I'm like, drink this for now. Gonna let everybody else try it. This shit's hard to get.
Yeah, and you can again, for people who haven't gone through the experience in their recent years of trying coffee when you haven't had it in a very long time, like you can feel your heart accelerate. Like you can feel that little bit, like it's not like, oh, it's gonna pop out of my chest, but you can feel that you are getting something that you're not used to. It's a very weird experience to experience for the first time, but it feels good, so it's also weird. I don't know.
It makes you fucking alive.
I feel alive. Yes, Vanan, come get some of this life juice. It is so warm. Yes, and full. Oh, it makes you feel so good.
Is there a table near me?
When you just passed out, you just like laid down in the hall, like on the by the banister outside of your room, right? You could eventually crawl to like a column table that has like a vase on it with some flowers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna crawl underneath.
Okay, sure.
And just curl up.
Yeah.
I bet Lilith
That's where you find me.
I bet Lilith could carry you down the stairs.
Yeah,
probably.
She's strong.
You totally could.
Yo, I don't want that.
I just pick you up like a little baby, and I'm like, all right, hold on. And I carry you downstairs. There's like a comfortable.
I'm like, thanks, Lilith. It's very nice of you. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, come on. I mean, you can't walk. I got you. Here, eat some of this, and I shove a spoonful of like eggs in your mouth, and I'm like, this will make you feel better, and I hand you a cup of coffee.
Now, I'll let you decide, Davis. Is Vanan the kind of drunk when he's this hungover that
he's like still a little drunk?
Okay, does he have an aversion to food, or is like he like all about food?
He's all about food.
Okay. Because sometimes people, when they're hungover, they're like, no, don't put anything near me. But other people love it. So, okay. Very cool.
That's just like the degree of how hungover you are.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That is true.
He just like takes the coffee. He's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Just shush.
Okay. I'm gonna try to steal a little, and I'll drink it. I'll have one sip.
Yeah. Again, in a similar fashion.
His pupils kind of like.
Yeah, they're like. They just.
And then I down the whole thing.
Yeah, and like.
No.
So yeah, exactly. So you know how Vanan is on a regular day. But imagine Vanan with the first ever cup of coffee he's ever had. Like, you are just
no longer hungover.
As you say, you are just wired, right? Like, I mean, you still have a headache, right? And the sensitivity to light a little bit. But
you gotta build up an addiction before it cures headaches.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Also, Lilith, you can make me a religion check as well.
Stand by.
Yep.
Religion. That's gonna be a 16.
Okay. You would know too. Now, whether or not you're doing this to teach a lesson or otherwise, you would know that as a paladin, your lay on hands ability, you can spend 5 of your total points of lay on hands ability to either cure a poison or a disease. I will count hungoverness as a poison, so you can essentially remove. It's basically like the effects of a lesser restoration spell, to remove the poison to cure a hangover. Granted, that's also lessening your overall pool of 25 lay on hands points by 5 to cure a hangover, but it's a thing you can do if you so choose.
She would not withhold that ability with her friends. I mean, she's gonna wait until Buck or Ozzy gets downstairs. She's like she'll do it for the group for sure, but everybody's got to get their asses downstairs for breakfast first.
Okay.
I'm wired now, right?
Yeah, dude. It's
I've
you're
only-
still
Hungover and wired.
you're hungover
I'm like-
and wired. Because how old is Vanan? I forget.
Van's a certain age.
Give me a ballpark, like 100-year ballpark.
Around 100 years.
Okay, so he's still young. So
Yeah,
we're
no,
gonna
he's
give
young.
him the benefit of the Aussie doubt, where you're like essentially almost a teenager. So your ability to rebound from a hangover is a lot better than someone who's like 30, for example. When you get a hangover, it hangs around for a little while.
Yeah. No,
But a 19-year-old or a 100-year-old is like, yeah, all right, give me 2 hours and like some food and I'm good.
I'm gonna be like, Lilith, wait. Stop moving for just 1 second. And put me down. I'll stand up. And then are we on the stairs? Is that what's happening?
Sure.
No, we already.
Oh, you're downstairs.
We already made it up to the breakfast? Oh, so
Yeah.
you're not holding me anymore. I'm just gonna be like, Igni, it's time to dance.
It is always time to dance.
Did you have that hot black stuff?
You bet your bottom dollar I did.
I had so much of it. It was
Me too. Don't you feel great? I feel this pounding in my chest like
feel like I
drum.
dance for hours. Do you want to keep practicing that dance with the animals?
You bet I do. Bring on the animals.
I'll take I'll do like an animal call to call all the animals downstairs.
Sure. Yeah, you have one. You're Vanan. You have you. Yeah.
I
All
take
the-
out my flute and I play like a little like.
Sure. Yeah.
God,
That.
he's got a pan flute too.
Yeah. Yep. That's fine. And all the animals come running, to the
That scene
van.
in Ace Ventura when he jiggles the like wait.
Copernicus, because
They come like,
Copernicus and Ebony are like
oh man.
are like the pseudo leaders, I guess, of the animal group. 'Cause
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're smart. They can like understand things and understand us and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The pseudo dragon and basically pseudo dragon and Tressum both can understand common, so they can they can very clearly pick up what you're saying, whereas like Geonid and John and I think that's it. What?
Bigby?
Oh, and Bigby, right?
Oh, and Agony can understand common and draconic.
Correct. Yeah. So they can. Basically, it's relayed to the group, and you hear. You all hear. Well, except for Ozzy because he's still in the room. The fluttering of wings, and like this scratching of little animal feet making their way down the stairs as you see Lilith. Vanan and Igni like in like a ready dancing pose as the animals come rushing down the stairs to join them.
I take it you guys all like the coffee.
Look at the animals.
That stuff
dance.
was amazing.
So good. Have we given some to the little one?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I'll be right back. And then I go get them.
I would imagine I would be coming down at this point.
Yeah, let's say you're
I made a lot of character decisions for Ozzy while this was all happening.
okay. So let's say you are coming down the stairs, or you're coming out of your room to go down the stairs as you see like the stampede of animals making their way down the stairs.
So Ozzy has somehow managed to put a button-down shirt on backwards.
Yeah, awesome, of course.
He put on the wrong pair of pants and is now wearing his backwards pants.
Oh,
That he got as a trinket.
the ones that make you okay, yep,
And he doesn't care that he has it on because he's too hungover to care.
that's fair.
So I would assume that Natasha has all her things
Sure.
because he's going to take her outside so that he can pay for a fantasy version of Lyft.
Yep,
You're not
yep,
gonna-
yep.
Go home.
You're not gonna give her breakfast?
She's got work.
It's
Oh,
true.
shit.
She's got to get to the tower and get to work.
Right.
Are you?
Wait,
You're.
take her to go back.
Yes. Can we
gotta
send?
Just get to go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can Winston take her?
He could. I mean, do you ask this? Is this a question you're asking?
I looked.
wouldn't want
Yeah, Ozzy.
him. I wouldn't want to burden him. I'll just go get her a
You got
carriage.
the money.
It's quite a long way to tower. Yes.
It's not that bad by carriage.
No.
No, not
We
too
have-
bad. Okay.
We can. I'll call a carriage from the town. That's okay. We can send it. We can send a message to have somebody come pick Natasha.
Perfect.
It's
That would
gonna
be great.
take a minimum amount of time. Hey, Natasha, you want some food? And some magical
Coffee.
black.
So.
Oh, you have coffee. Oh, great.
Yes.
What? Do you know about this?
Of course I know about this. How do you think I stayed up in Blackstaff Tower for 20 hours reading tome after tome?
Yes.
That's what it does? That's how you got so... Okay.
Is that how you got smart? If I drink black coffee, it make me smart.
Can I just...
I will be able to.
No.
Is that-
that's
Is that how
not
that works?
Why does
Iggy,
nobody tell us
Iggy.
this? Well, yes.
Igni, we can just drink coffee and we'll become the smartest people in the world.
Why this is greatest secret I have ever heard.
We had the best plans before, but now we'll have
But
even
now,
better plans.
because we're be smart.
Hey,
Who's
hold on.
really
I'll
smart?
just ask them to pack us a nice little sachet of coffee. We're gonna be fine. We can get more of it
Wait,
for the road.
we get to take it with us when we leave?
Yeah.
It's like a gift. It's coming with us.
What in the hell happened?
Yeah.
here?
I thought it was like a here thing.
We've never
These
tried coffee before.
I thought it was like a here thing.
This place is magical. This home of yours, there are things, there are soft beds. And look at these
There-
stairs and coffee and a Winston. You get a Winston.
Winston, you're
Winston's
the
pretty
coolest
marvelous.
person.
And I like
That's
give him
pretty.
a nod.
Look at him go. I'm guessing you still like cooking.
Yeah, he's just like
Seriously like cooking.
you can see that there's like an acknowledgement, like that he is like clearly hearing everything that's said, but he's just like, I'm just gonna keep making food and hope that nothing weird happens. But
It dawns on, like, since Lilith has been home and like had all these like nostalgic things, and she's here with her friends, and she's a grown ass adult now, she actually like is keenly aware of like wanting Winston to be more comfortable and realizing that he's worked his whole life for making her comfortable. So she's gonna like walk after everybody's been fed and settled. She's gonna like walk over and just like, Winston, go sit down and eat, please. Like, I got this. And I take over the kitchen duties and like even start to kind of like wash some dishes and put things away and like basically like trade places with him.
you will start to do that, and he's like, no, miss, it's fine. This is why I'm here. It's fine. I will handle this. You go spend time with your friends. They seem as though they could use some... And he'll, like, lean into you, and he's like, stewarding. And he'll just... And he'll just... I mean, he's also... You've never really experienced this. You've heard of this, like, in passing and things. But he's kind of snarky. Like... But he's not to you, really, because you're... Like, but he is, I mean, you described him as Alfred, so he's Alfred. He's kind of snarky, but he's steadfast and there for you, so.
Guys, Winston's my favorite.
Yeah, this guy's...
It's like, get the fuck out of here. There's too many cooks in the kitchen.
So IRL, my high school crush's name was Winston.
Oh, shit.
Oh, really?
Just saying.
This got this specific on that.
Yeah. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
So...
We get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Okay, and he will, and you can see that as he's cleaning, like, you can see that he's portioning things to make, like, doggy bags for everyone. So yeah, you are able to, Ozzy. So, Natasha in this is like, how do you, and then, ladies, guys, everybody, imagine, if you will, a walk of shame where you can't get away from everybody because you're in the same house. Like, you come downstairs, you know what you did. You were very drunk. But, like, you have to see everybody you were with the night before you can leave. And you're not exactly sure where you are. But you know you had to take a boat to get there. So, like, it's... like, how do I get home and get to work? But, like... I can't really minimize the interactions with everybody else. And, like, she heard, like, running of animals and people freaking out and wanting to dance with animals, think that coffee makes them super intelligent. Like, she's aware of all of this. and is just kind of like, there and with like and near Ozzy, and it's just like, so you said something of a carriage, because like all of this is going down and she's there the whole time. Like,
can we just like be chill with her? Can we just be like,
yeah, that's totally cool, but like,
Yeah.
we got
There's no
carriage
walk
is
of shame
coming.
here.
There's no walk
There's
of
no
shame.
walk of shame at
There's
all.
no shame.
okay, listen, I'm just telling you
Let's
from.
goofy, have fun.
Well,
we're all
had a good night.
reading.
Okay, all right. Yes.
I pick up shame. Shame.
Yes to Zabrija in the chat. Yes, college dorm / apartment life. That is what this is. Like, hi.
She woke up in a frat house.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Heels in one hand.
Proper manner is no such thing.
Yeah. No, it is not. But, yeah. So she definitely seems a little self-conscious because she just met literally all of you yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys were the ones who are like, no, you should totally go out with him.
Oh yeah.
So
did
like,
that.
I'm sad. So there were extenuating circumstances that led to the current feeling of like, oh, this is a little awkward, maybe. Because I don't know you other than you're like, you should go out with Ozzy. Let's go get shit faced. Like that was the conversations that kind of led up to this. So
She should be.
no,
No
okay.
shame.
Yeah, okay. I'm just
Celebration.
I'll like pull her over and get us both cups of coffee.
okay.
Because I'm assuming she drinks tons
Yes,
of coffee too.
of
Because
course,
we're both
yeah.
wizards, and wizards probably drink tons of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll pull her away from the chaos so that I can get her some coffee, and we can both sober up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys are having this conversation, and she's like, well, that was an interesting night.
That is exactly what I would call it. That's what it was. Yep. Yep.
Well,
Yes. So
and she's just like kicks the ground a little bit, like looks at her feet, kicks the ground a little bit.
So when do you have to get to work today?
She says, we'll just assuming based on the time. She's like, in about like an hour or so. I'd like to go. Yes, an hour. I need to be at the desk.
All right. Well, we'll get you the ferry so that you can head back over the. Is it lake, a pond? What is it?
It is more like, I guess if you want to get logistical, it's more like a lagoon because it's a part of the ocean that's kind of walled off via a landmass. So it technically is the Sea of Swords, but it's kind of enclosed, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then I'll say, yeah, we'll get you the ferry so that you can head back across, and then we can get you a carriage that'll take you to work, no problem.
And she says, well, yes, I appreciate it. That would be ideal. So you and your friends are you travel a lot. I haven't seen you around. So will you be coming back to the tower at any point?
I don't know. I think we are probably going to be leaving Waterdeep fairly soon. We have a lot to get to, but I don't think it'll be the last time I'm in Waterdeep.
And she's like, oh, so you won't know. So there's no real time frame on when I would be able to see you again. If I would see you again.
Well, you can always message me from Blackstaff Tower if you want to.
And she's
I
like,
don't
right,
know
of
when-
course.
Yes. But I don't really know when the next time I'm going to be back here is. We
Right.
kind of have a very important mission ahead of us.
Sure, of course. Well, all right. Oh, okay. So I'll wait for that ferry then.
Yes, I'll take you outside.
All right. And she's just like, I love watching the chat.
It's so good.
They're like, I can't handle how awkward this is right now.
Oh.
And she's like, and she'll like cursory glance at everybody else in the room, and it's like, well, goodbye, good luck on your important mission. And then like we'll put her head down and walk out the door.
Ozzy, that was awful. Who taught you how to speak to women?
Nobody.
Clearly.
When I drank all that coffee, I was reading.
Did he...
Van and all the animals die. We're just laughing on the ground now.
I cannot even. Did you
What? How
You
am I
are
supposed
so
to know what to
just-
do? What?
Lilith, we have new mission.
I just
Talk
sink
to
into
her.
my coffee.
Talk to her like you talk to me.
Don't do that either. That is bad.
No, you sound really cool. Like
I don't think that's very good advice.
So at this point, you guys, Igni and Lilith, would know that, like, basically, she's just sort of like outside of like the Great Hall area where you guys are, and she's just like hanging out, waiting for the ferry to show up, like towards the front. And yeah, we'll say
don't
you.
wanna make her feel, I don't want to make her feel like awkward or uncomfortable in my home, so I just go like sit with her and hang out. I'm like, so how was your like, you know, like chit chat, like what's this
Girl talk.
Girl talk.
time? Did you sleep well? Was the food good? Like, do you need anything?
So yeah, during this conversation, Ozzy, you are able to go converse with Winston to arrange to have a ferry and a carriage and all of that stuff to get her where she needs to be within the time frame to give her time to get ready before she has to go to work. So Lilith, as you come up, and she's like, she goes, never really had that much to drink before or at all. So, that was a new experience, as is this horrible pain in my head.
Oh, here, hold on, come here. And I put like I do the lay on hands. I give
Okay,
her,
yeah,
I give her
and then
help.
like, yeah, there's like a momentary glow of like a radiant glow, and then like you can see that she kind of shakes like herself awake, and she's like, "Wow, thank you. I feel so much better."
Oh yeah, did you get a cup of coffee?
And she says, "I did."
Oh good, yeah, that's what makes me feel better. But you know, so you guys have a good time. Do you have nice, like, have fun hanging out with my friend Ozzy?
And she says, "Well, well, yes, and she says we were." She says we were drunk, and then she like will like look around, like observe, and then like lean in real close to you and whisper, and she's like, "Is it always supposed to be like that the first time?"
Oh, I roll an insight check.
Sure.
Oh shit, that's a 19. Do you want me to add fire to it?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you get the feeling that while she may have been this awkward all the time, a lot more of the awkwardness, it all makes sense now. That yes, she's telling the truth.
Oh, Lilith is like, oh fuck, I don't want to know this about Ozzy. Like, oh, this is too many details. She's like, she's able to draw the conclusion of what she's saying, right? Like,
Yes.
we'll kind of put it together.
Yeah,
she's like,
that, you know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, think about like when you're first learning how to dance and you don't know the steps.
And she's like, all right, I can picture that pretty well.
It's terrible, isn't it? Like you're trying to figure out like how to move and, you know, like kind of figuring out what your partner's like dancing style is. And, you know, like it's like, it takes time. You have to do it. You know, you have to practice dancing before you have like a really good dance that, you know, you're having a good time with. So like, does that help?
And she's like, well, given the fact that most of my time is spent reading, I haven't really figured out dancing either.
Well, remember the first spell you ever cast?
Yes, that I do. That I do remember, yes.
Yeah, how'd that go?
And she goes, all right, I think I can apply some of those lessons. It's just, you know, it's just, I don't know, you didn't ever anticipate that this would be the scenario when any of that would have happened. So it's a lot to process all at once, and
Sure.
You've been a very gracious host, but I just met you yesterday.
Understandable. Don't worry. I mean, whatever I can do to help you feel more comfortable. Also, just to add to this, nobody really the expectations for your first dance never really. It's like you're in good company, friend. It's all good.
And she's like, you know what? Make me a persuasion check with advantage. That was a very good speech.
First roll was a 14. Second roll was a 4. My persuasion is probably a plus. I gotta pull it up again. Sorry.
It's okay. It's at least
persuasion's gonna be a plus 6.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Yeah. So you do notice that, like, it seems to be, and she is someone who is quite intelligent. That your words are sinking in, and they seem to truly be helping her cope with the scenario that she finds herself in. So you do think that she's like, yes, it does. Thank you. It does help.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want, I'll leave you alone. Do you want to be alone? I'm happy, you know, like while you wait for the ferry, like just let me know what you need, and I'm here to help you.
She says, I wouldn't, yeah, she says, I just could use some time to think, is all. So.
Okay, I kind of give her I go to like give her a high five, like, right on.
Yeah.
Like, you're always welcome. You know, do you want me to, is there a way that you can contact Ozzy if you want? Like, is this, you want me to let him know?
There are ways that I can contact him. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you feel better. I'm gonna go get more coffee.
She says, "All right." And then you leave, and she waits. And then to save us all from the awkwardness, that resolves itself as the ferry arrives and the carriage arrives, and she's able to get to work on time. And whether or not we see her again, we'll find out in future episodes. But so now you're all together again in the house.
My head's on the table, and my mage hand is holding a piece of toast up to my mouth.
Okay.
Because I'm still hungover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it like another hour at least.
Yeah.
So she's, how you say, good to go?
Yeah, we'll say that she has basically the ferry arrived and she had left.
I've had 4 cups of coffee by now.
Also why I have my head on the table.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, I lay on hands for you.
Oh, that is helpful.
Ozzy's head is still on the table out of shame now.
Wait, Lilith, what did you just do to Ozzy?
Oh, are you feeling okay? Do you need...
I'm good now. Thank you.
I'm very energetic, but my head is kind of exploding.
Oh, okay, here.
Okay, so you're down 15 of your 25 lay on hands, but everybody's hangovers are cured.
Okay.
Paladins, the best bros at any party.
Yes.
It's like having a nurse who knows how to give you like an IV, like
and it happens and has them on hand all the time.
Yeah, Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So, so yeah, Lilith kind of scoots up next to Ozzy, and she kind of looks over at Igni and Vanan, and she like kind of gives the face like, "Hey."
I'm like, oh, Chelsea. I mean, Igni.
Yes.
Who is Chelsea?
I don't know. It's a strange name, though.
I think it's time we do the dance
That's
for the celebration.
call forth the animals.
All right, and I play like a start.
We've been working on this.
And I start dancing, and the animals know their cues. They know when they're supposed to come in. They know they're blocking. They're gonna do it right. We went over this so many times last night.
Don't be a performance mom at the
I'm joking.
All right, so who wants to make the performance check, and whoever the other one can aid to give advantage to? Who wants to make it?
I'm gonna make it because I got a +7.
All right,
Yeah,
fair
you
enough.
can.
You have advantage.
Okay. Oh, I have advantage. Okay, so well, that's good because we're on that one. So that would be 13.
Okay. So the dancing, there's like a little bit of a misstep in a couple of spots, but overall, you get the general gist of this performance. You've seen them do better, but you haven't seen them with animals do a dance before. So you know that Igni and Vanan together have better dance skills, but this animal addition to the act is it's still a work in progress.
We also taught them while we was drunk.
While we
so-
were drunk last night.
Yeah, as you
Yeah,
guys are
it's-
going through the moves, you're like, man, this just was so much better last night.
So
I feel like
Lilith-
you kind of did like this thing. I can't remember.
So, as much as I love to dance and drink coffee now, I have to know, what do we do now? I feel like we have hit the
Oh.
dead end in our trail.
Did we?
Have we?
I thought we had a place to go.
Where are we going?
Didn't
No,
Wait, aren't
we-
we
Where's our map?
we know where the next two places to go are. If you go to the map,
We
know.
as players
you
do.
learned at the last place.
Well, we know
No,
where
the characters did.
the water place is, don't we? We had like a mark where the general area of where the water.
Oh, that's right. They
We-
gave
Yeah,
us like
from
a.
when you stole
We
the.
learned
Yeah, we
last
stole it when we did our
at
Right.
the Earth
death-defying
Monastery
dive
from
off of the boat.
dwarf.
I'm sorry, that has been a long time ago.
Yeah, you guys are aware of the
Yeah.
It
The-
was
where the-
still cool though.
the books, right?
That was
You
a
stole
while ago.
the books that you gave
Right.
back to the dwarf, and you know where those guys were supposed to be going, so you knew of that place.
So yeah, we possibly have to head back that way.
I was lagging super hard there, I think.
So, what is it we are looking for in this place? Simply to continue, or are we trying to achieve something in particular?
Well, I mean, the first two places we went to the air group, and
Right.
they were a cult.
Right,
And we went
right,
to
right.
the earth group, and they were a cult.
Right, we killed them all.
So maybe the
So,
water
more cultists to
people
kill.
Maybe.
And
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
sounds
know
like
that
a
there was
plan.
that door below the earth place that you couldn't get
Right.
in.
Right, so the plan is to get back, because that is where the Mandusa is.
We have to
Maybe.
Or
Yeah,
so we think.
We
So-
gotta track
so
down that
Igni
man.
thinks.
So
Yes, Igni is convinced the hole in the ground holds Mandusa.
we gotta track down that Mandusa.
We never
Um,
found anything there that potentially would open the door, did we?
found-
Well, you know that your pen, your like fountain pen,
Yeah, the pen was
and
one.
you did explore several other areas after you went to the door, and you never went back to check, so you don't know.
Okay.
You might have. You obtained several items after that.
Did we burn anything?
I mean, you went
So, yeah.
down there, and then you went up and found like a treasure trove of different items and
Mhm.
different books and
Yeah,
spells and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe you know that when you got close to it, there was a certain kind of resonation from the fountain pen that gave
Yeah.
you like, okay, this is the thing. And none of the stuff you had on you at the time gave any other vibes.
Okay. So yeah,
So
have to
we
go-
know a location. Do we have any more information about it? I feel a little planless. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that the only thing we really know is that they are sailors, because we ran into the ones who were in the dark.
Right. Yes, we fucked their
They are
ship. Yes.
mostly sailors, so that's really all I know.
Okay,
Kind of
so
assholes, so.
Yeah, you guys don't know. You know, obviously that it's reachable by the water. Obviously. You know, there was
and
some.
we have the letter. Yeah, have we? I feel like there is still something to be answered in this letter. Do we know who the person was who wrote it?
Which letter? Was it?
The one that talks about the missing girl torturing her. and
Oh.
whatnot. I have that. I
She's
have
at
that.
the. She's at the
Yeah, what is her? No, they took her from Waterdeep.
Yes.
They took her from Waterdeep to
Yeah.
somewhere in the Sighing Valley, I think.
It doesn't. I don't think it actually
I don't think it
tells
said.
you where. It just says that she was captured and has an interesting tale to tell. And it was signed. It was to the guy who you killed in the Feathergale Spire, but it was signed by your beloved queen, Erisi Kalanoth, which is a name that you don't know.
I would like to know more of this woman. First off, if she claims she is queen, I must confirm this for myself. Yeah. But I find it interesting that she is part of all of these, as if maybe there is more to know.
Hey, Lilith, do you potentially have a library here?
She does.
Yeah, we do.
Of course.
I'll do my. Yeah,
Would you mind if I look through your collections?
not at all. And I point.
We do.
I point where the library is. I walk you to it.
Yeah, so there is a study on this main floor here, where you basically will walk out of the kitchen through the dining room, up one of the short sets of stairs through the study, and past the study is the library.
I'm trying to find something because I think I can do something with this because I have the cloistered scholar background.
Oh, cool.
Also, Lilith, you know that you have your own kind of like personal library that's off of your room, but that's probably not what
Personal.
Yeah. Probably not the kind of stuff that Ozzy is looking for specifically, but you tell me. It's your library.
I would we'll start in the house's library, and if it seems like Ozzy isn't finding what he's looking for, I would then like, oh, I have another one. But so yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way through the study. And Lilith, you guys work your way through the study into the library, and you can see it is a nice noble's library, multiple levels with a sliding ladder on the track that goes around the room. A nice mahogany desks there for you to read, take, and comfy chairs and a fireplace. And Lilith, as you walk through as you walk through the study, it reminds you of a time before you are where you are when you attempted something in your past. I'm not gonna allude to it too much more, but it was off of this room, like we talked about in that one text thread. Okay, and then you guys make your way to the library.
I just kind of like
yeah. And you guys are now in the library, and you can see are you looking for anything specific?
Just looking through to see what they have. If maybe there is perchance something that might pertain to what we're looking for.
Okay. So as you're looking through, you can make me a history check, but I'm gonna send you something to the Slack because I don't have Zoom on my phone.
Okay.
But you notice the addition of what I am sending you currently to it says you have your notifications snoozed, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I got it up.
That this morning, as you're sitting down and looking through that, you notice that is something you now have access to that is added in.
That was just. Wait, what?
When you woke up this morning, that was in your spell book.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, you have that. That is the thing.
Cool. Okay, let me roll a history check.
Yeah, sure.
29.
Okay. Wow. All right. Is that a natural 20?
That's an 18 plus 11.
Ah, fuck. All right. So
Stop Dax is so cool.
The only thing I'm good at, guys.
Hey man, that's all good. So remind me again what exactly you're trying to discern from the whole library. It's gonna take a while, right? We know that.
I'm trying to see anything that may pertain to royalty. Potentially looking for this Arisi Kalanoth.
Okay. If she's actually a queen.
Yeah, if she's actually a queen.
Okay.
And then I guess anything pertaining to elementals, the planes, things like that.
The chat is fucking sexually transmitted spells. You guys are
that's how it is.
Too much.
I'm gonna write this down.
That's not how it happened, folks. Just so you are aware.
I am convinced this is how it happens.
That's fine. You can be convinced. Let me see here. Where am I looking for? It's one of these.
That's canon now. We're gonna be using that in all of our D&D games.
You're welcome, internet. As you're looking through, it's gonna take you. Are you looking? If anything else particularly catches your eye, or looking for anything else, or are you just focused on this?
Yeah. If anything else happens to pop up that I see is interesting, I'll take a look at it.
Okay. So you do in your perusals of all of these books over the course of like the next 2 to 3 hours. Actually, we'll say the next 2 hours. We'll cut off an hour for Cloistered Scholar and the fact that you're very targeted in what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. You do come across that there is a mention of Kalanoth as a noble name. Mm-hmm. But the name Arisi does not come up anywhere in it.
Okay, but I'll mention that to Lilith also, just to be like, do you know about the Kalanoth family at all?
You can make me a history check, but it's gonna be a pretty high DC because this is not like super common. Oh boy.
You're also muted, Brittany.
2?
2. Nice.
I got a 2, yeah.
All right. Then that no, you've never heard of the Kalanoth family, but in your little bit of what you're able to discern, you don't get the feeling that they are like that they're potentially tied to the Sword Coast. Like mm-hmm. it's a noble family, but where they're from, you're not exactly sure.
Okay.
But it's somewhat reassuring that they do exist.
Okay, I'll put everything back where it was, so it's not unorganized.
Does it say anything? Does it? I'm hanging out the door because libraries freak me out. Does it say anything about the?
Why are you outside the room? It's a library.
What did? Shh, it's a library.
What are you guys doing?
Do you know? I'm trying to ask a question here. Do you?
You can come in.
Does it say? Okay. I step in. Do you? Does it say anything about what these people are nobles for? Their more origins, as if what they rule over, or how they managed to gain their noble status.
Yeah, I'll see if I remember how they gain their money.
Okay.
Cryptocurrency.
So funny enough,
Bitcoin.
You're looking through this. Also to Maxine, at least one of our viewers who's watching on Periscope. Thank you for coming out to enjoy us on Twitter. This happens every other Monday, but there's other streams, so this is going to be a thing going forward. So thank you. Be sure to follow Nerd Immersion and all of the other people, which I can't set up. I have to figure out how to do Periscope better. But if you follow me, you'll get access to this going forward. So funny enough, what you didn't think was important at the start. Okay, we're gonna take a break in just a sec because my wife can't find the pictures that she transferred off of her phone where they are on her computer. So I'll have to do some IT help real quick. But
That's cool, I gotta pee.
That's fine. What you didn't think was initially important, but you do some cross-referencing with other tomes, and it turns out that the Kalanoth family has ties. Why you don't seem to see them in like Waterdeep or on the Sword Coast is they have heavy ties to a different realm, to a different plane of existence, to the Feywild of all things. So not potentially a queen from this realm, but perhaps from another.
Oh.
I see. Now, see that is interesting.
That just got juicy.
I look at Lilith and I say, "So you spent your whole life in Waterdeep, growing up here?"
Yeah.
I know it is not your style per se, but I'm sure you have heard of a thieves guild here in town, or how you say, underground black market place where you can find information that is not readily available to the general public.
Yeah. I mean, I have mixed feelings about the Thieves Guild because they do keep a lot of the noble, very wealthy noble houses in check, and it keeps things from, getting out of hand. But also, they do some fucked up shit too. So, I've got complicated feelings about it.
We've all done fucked up shit.
Yeah, for sure. I don't, I'm not going to be the best person to lead you to anyone in particular, but I'm happy to go downtown with you. I'm sure you have way more resources than I do at trying to figure out who to talk to.
I just think maybe it is a good idea. What do you two think? I turn to Vanan and Ozzy. I feel like we are short on information, and there are people who have all the information.
I mean, if you can find us info, I think that's great.
Let's hey Winston.
If you want to try.
And he'll come out of the kitchen. He'll see, yes.
Winston, do you know where the black market is?
Miss.
My friends and I are gonna go. We're gonna go downtown. I'm gonna call it a lift, but we're gonna be back later, okay?
And he's like, of course, miss. Is there anything I need to know to prepare for your return, or is there anything you need before you set out? And when should I expect you back?
Oh.
Sorry, my dog Lucy has to go to the bathroom and she's not getting up. So I was like, are you gonna yeah.
Aww. Yeah, we can take a break now if you guys want, if that's easier for everybody, and then we'll be
That's
right
cool.
back.
Yeah, I need to buy
Okay.
bed tonight.
Does that work for everybody? And we'll deal with Winston's requests when you return.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm gonna get water.
Okay. All right, guys. We shall be right back. And I'll put up some music for you guys as soon as I figure out where the hell all of my be right back art and everything is. Here. So, well, it's interesting. Hey, we pulled in at least one person from Periscope, so that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Welcome back.
Brittany frozen? Oh no, I think I just saw her move.
Just the tippity top of her head.
What's in chat?
Some peeps talking about, what's going on. I need more of this show in my life.
Oh, that's fucking.
Britt, are you back? As you're muted. Okay.
She's back.
She's just like wobbling back into frame here.
Dealing with affairs.
Yeah, sorry. I'm used to sitting, but I'm not sitting.
What is that
I'm on
noise?
a tablet, you guys.
You guys hear that noise? Is that... Nope, I guess it's gone. Okay. Never mind.
Was that the Zoom chat?
No. It's just the...
Oh, that might be I'm boiling water.
That is what it is. Okay. So anyway, hello, Internet. We're back. Sorry for the delay. So you ask... So Winston asks you, when will you be back? When can I expect you back? Do you need anything? Can I prepare anything for you? That kind of stuff. Just, he's doing his due diligence. So
I just kind of look at you guys. I'm like, yeah, what do you guys think? Like a couple hours? We're going to be back, like, maybe, we'll be back in time for dinner.
Then he says, any requests for dinner?
Hey, that pot pie that you used to make, remember?
Yes.
When mom and dad would like go out of town and it was just like we could watch like plays,
Sure.
not movies. What would the equivalent of like a movie be?
I guess I don't know. We'll have to. I guess plays, but like I get what you're saying.
Like when the babysitters watch, you get to watch stay up late and watch movies. Like
sure. I mean, also storytelling is probably the more reasonable one, or reading books.
Yeah, telling stories.
Remember the pot pie that you used to make before like story time? Can we have that for dinner?
And he says, "Of course, I will." You know what? He says, "I'll actually accompany you out because I will need to pick up some specific ingredients, and we can go our separate ways once we make it back to the main city."
Awesome.
So you guys will actually, gather up your things, anything specific that you'd like to do or prepare before you head out back into Waterdeep.
I wanted to actually never mind.
You sure?
Yeah. Hey guys, so yesterday I went up to a shop that has swords and stuff and gems. Turns out the gems that socket into this spear are very, very expensive. Like 1,500 gold expensive. Wow. With a huge discount, with a discount of 1,000 gold. So I don't think this is gonna be expensive.
Vanan, are you asking if you can borrow some money from us for this?
No. We don't have enough money.
No, we do not.
We don't have enough money.
We could go get more money.
That's what I was saying. Does anyone have any get rich quick schemes?
Well, I mean, I'm happy to lend it to you. You just,
That's a lot of money. I don't know.
I mean, just like, you're using it for good, right?
Well, yes. We're good, right, guys?
Yeah.
Igni pulls the cloak over her dagger.
You're not going to use these gems to oppress the masses, are you?
What? I don't think I oppress anybody.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Before Lilith walks out, she just catches Winston real quick. Like, hey, can I get your checkbook real quick?
Yeah. Basically, you will be able to. There is a certain amount of the remaining funds are kept, locked away in the house, and then the rest is contained, at the bank within Waterdeep. But that is more than enough, petty cash kept on premises, so you could just get it if you want it.
Petty cash?
Dude,
what?
Nobles, you've seen this house.
Are insane.
What?
You haven't even explored all of the house that's here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Lilith is starting to be aware of how much money is like being spent, and she's gonna probably be a little bit more tuned in to looting things.
Yeah. Well, again, as you and I discussed, having a house in Waterdeep and staff even if it is only one person, racks up over the years, especially without like a massive, income coming in. So, yeah.
Look, you could have the next 1,500 gold of my share of anything we find. This is a lot of money, so I feel like I owe you everything. Anything you need from me.
Just, it'll go towards Winston, really. Like, the money that I want to make is so that he's, and this is said outside of Winston's earshot.
Sure.
So it's like, that's like the closest thing to a dad I have left.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, it's my family's home, and it's been in our generations, our family for generations, like I can't lose it. And I really want him to be as comfortable as possible for as long as possible. So really that's my main motivation for like earning anything. So just use use that weapon, to kick ass and take names. Home slice.
I'll use it to the effect of making sure that you can come back and hang out with Winston whenever you want.
Righteous.
Okay.
Let's go get that weapon.
All right.
I'm gonna change my pants, so I'm not wearing the backwards pants anymore.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh man, I thought that was Ozzy. That was such a good look.
No, I'm going to change my pants, so I'm not walking backwards anymore, because now I actually care about which way I'm walking.
Should we take all of the pets with us again? I feel like walking around the city with... How many pets do we have now?
I'm probably going to leave Gremlin at the stables.
Speaking of pets, something kind of strange happened this morning. I mean, a lot of strange happened this morning. But there was a new spell in my book that was not there before. And I don't know how it got there.
What?
You were drunk last night. You probably just wrote it down.
I don't usually write spells when I'm drunk, but this one is from Bigby.
With the big eyeballs?
Yes.
Wait, how do you know that, though?
Because it's called Bigby's Universal Gesture.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna cast it in front of them.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Okay. So it is a cantrip. So what kind of aspect are you gonna have this take on?
Peace.
Okay. So an illusory hand appears.
Is it a lemur hand?
No, it's a regular. It's a generic humanoid hand. And basically it, like, the hand appears. It is slightly larger than a mage hand, but not like giant ass Bigby hand size. But like it appears, and then it very quickly just kind of does one of these, the hand, which you all know is the universal gesture for peace. So this has found, this hand, this cantrip, whatever this is a way to communicate universally via sign language with anyone, and it goes up for peace.
It speaks sign language.
Yes. I can also do this, and I'll do it again and use danger.
No.
Okay, so the hand, then basically it, let's see. So it would be, let me just think about this. So it will kind of just like gesture like this to a general area, and then sort of like this. And you guys know that this is a general gesture to, again, that there, if this was the case, to the area that there is danger. So it translates to this is this area contains a hazard.
Oh, I see.
So it's some form of danger.
I like this silent form of communication. It is very smart and will be useful.
And I can also do this, and then I'm gonna do my word.
And it just throws up a big finger, and you guys all know that, like, you all know what it means, and it just is a general way to be like,
I don't know why
you.
I can do that, but it's...
I put it back off. I'm just like...
Yeah. So again, each time he's doing this, it generates... it's like the hand does its gesture and then dissipates. So like each time it's a cantrip though, so it's just a recasting of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it can be, again, regardless of language, as long as you have an intelligence to know what these mean, anyone can understand these.
It's very good. I like this. I like this. It's kind of like thieves' cans, but just for everybody and not just the thieves.
And it can work out to 30 feet.
Oh,
So
some distance. Okay. Does Winston know where we are going?
Downtown.
Whoa! Go downtown. Dun, 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 dun.
things will be great when you're downtown.
I'll go and get that gem first, because I don't remember how long he said he was going to hold on to the thing.
Yeah, it was a couple of days.
It was a couple of days? Okay, so I don't necessarily have to do it right now.
No.
No, we should go get that sword. It's on the way downtown.
Yeah, you guys can make
It's
your
just
way
the
there.
gem, but yeah, okay.
So
Because I'll probably have to drop off my spear too for him to
I'll
socket
have to
it in.
put it in.
Yeah.
So you were also
That makes
looking.
sense.
You're basically trying to find the black market, which is almost hilarious to say the black market as if there is only one in Waterdeep.
Right.
Sorry guys. Razor Synapse is like, hey, I want to update right now and make a whole bunch of noise.
No.
Nope.
It always wants to do that.
No, I want to update right now. Thanks.
But you were looking for a specific. Well, Igni, you brought this up. Were you trying to indicate a specific black market? Because there are several like known thieves guilds and underground groups in the city.
Would Igni know that or them or I'm looking for information. So usually they each like specialize in something, right? I want to go to the people who are going to have the information, whether I
Okay.
got to pay for it or work for it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So probably not go for like the Xanathar's guild, because that's a thing and it's kind of a known thing that's spoken about. This
Right. In Waterdeep, of course.
This great
yeah, of course.
beholder who runs a secret network underneath the city,
Collecting his things.
yes, as he does. Okay, so you're going for someone that would have just information on these cults. Was that what you were?
I was more looking at. Okay, I'm looking.
What are you looking for?
Assassins and thieves guilds always have information as to who's killing who.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm interested in looking and kind of backtracking the letter. Like, why would they have taken this group in particular and killed them? Like, what is their interest in this group that they've slaughtered that we've tracked all the way back to Waterdeep?
Okay. I will also remind you too, before we dive
Yep.
too down this path, that you know from the dwarf who you freed from the Sacred Stone Monastery that one of the band that he was with from that Miravar delegation had an elven noble from Waterdeep, and she wasn't with him, so she was taken somewhere.
Okay.
They
why,
the
so
group
why
was
why they would want to take her is good information. Also, I'd even be down to learn about like if they know anything about these cults, because if they're popping up and these cults are, dropping people off the edge of towers and such, I feel like they would somehow know about it, especially if this is the largest town in the area.
fair. Okay. That is a path we can definitely go down. Okay. And Lilith, go ahead and make me a history check.
Yep. Let me see. Gotta put the history is going to be that's like at a 11 plus 4 is going to be a 15.
Okay, so it's pretty good. You recall your time being around Waterdeep and otherwise that at one point you had done some research to look up kind of ne'er-do-wells. Okay. So you do know of at least one group, and had gathered some information on them, of a thieves / assassin type guild. What the specifics were of them, you don't know, but you know of a group and have cursory information on them.
Amy,
Yes.
come here.
Okay.
Over here, over here. Kind of look around, make sure like nobody's around. I'm like, so I do know of one. Don't ask me how. Just I know one group that might be able to help us out. Maybe. I can't promise anything, but and I relay the information that I have about that.
Okay, so you know, not to be minced with the actual real world kind of shady organization of the same name, but a Waterdavian group known as the Triad, which you know, Lilith, is they did this more as in casual conversation. The Triad is a commonly referred to term to reference an alliance of three gods, and that is, I believe, let me just check before I put my foot in my mouth. Yep, okay. It is Tyr, Torm, and Ilmater. So that's, justice, that is duty, that is suffering and compassion. Three holy, very powerful, very good gods are called the Triad. That's kind of their grouping of the three of them together. So you're obviously familiar with this from the Knight of Samalar Tyr aspect, but this group, which potentially may as well have drawn you to the idea in the first place, is a thieves and assassin type guild, is the rumor, of the same name, so that if people are having a conversation about it, most people will be like, oh, yeah, I'd have to go talk to the Triad about it. And it's like, oh, ha, 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 just making a reference to the gods. But it's actually, so you have mixed words with that. So that may be who you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I say that.
Okay, so do we know where to find this Triad?
Lilith, no, you were, in your time, putting together information and general whereabouts. You have an idea of where you could potentially go, but the specifics of, like, entrances and, like, the guy to talk to, like, whoever the snitch is that will rat out all these people, you don't know who that is, but you have a general vicinity of where you think it might be. And that is, let me pull up my...
So, Iggy, we're just going to go to this place.
Okay.
And I think you're probably going to be more experienced in being able to determine what to do.
Oh, if you can get me there, I talk my way in the door.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Oh, yes. So this is no problem.
Yeah, I'm going to lead you there. It's,
Okay.
Okay, so you're actually, which is interesting. So you're going to the one area of Waterdeep that's called the City of the Dead, which is basically the large graveyard district. It also has several temples there. So going to visit the Triad at the City of the Dead kind of makes sense, because maybe you're going to pay respects to lost loved ones, or you're going to the temple to atone or whatever. So, because at first you're like, oh man, how cliche could we get? The Thieves Guild's in the graveyard. But they put some thought into it, apparently. So somewhere around there is like is where your trail went dead.
Mm. So, Iggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How's it look? How's it look to you?
So we're standing basically in the middle of a legitimate graveyard, is what you're telling me.
That's where you're heading to, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, graveyards seem like ideal place. Little foot traffic, kind of scary.
Why are we in a graveyard?
Oh, we are
Guys,
going
what are
to...
we doing here?
Yes. Good question.
We're trying to get some information, and this is the best I could do, honestly. Like, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean,
No, this.
Do you know how to speak to the dead?
No, we are not speaking to dead. We are
Wait.
speaking
I'm
to
not a
those.
necromancer.
can you speak to the dead?
No.
Ozzy?
No, that's not in my specialties.
Vanan? No.
Yeah, unfortunately, not a paladin ability either.
Then who are we gonna talk to?
They keep quiet like dead, but they are. Trust me, they are not dead. Once we arrive at the graveyard, I want to do a search for tracks to see if there is any trace left of where they hide or how they get to their place.
Okay, you can make me a survival check, but it's a general public graveyard, so trying to find a specific set of tracks, again, part of the defense against this
Right.
is like there are general graveyards. There are also a lot of tombs here for specific families or specific things. Crypt for higher ends. There are some are kind of like unknown graves, and it's just sort of expanses of tombstones and things.
Are any of them marked with the names of any of the 3 gods?
Okay, that's a good question. You can make me an perception check. You can make me a perception check.
Oh, dirty 20.
Okay. Let me see. So you search around again, and this expanse is. This is a pretty sizable chunk. This is basically one of the wards of Waterdeep. So there's a lot here, and obviously, in a town where at one point you had close to 2 million or so people, and then after one of the major earth-shattering events of Faerun, that population now is down to like 500,000. There's a lot of dead people. So, let's see. You look around and you can see there are tombs as you're searching about. There is a tomb called the House of the Homeless, and this is like the poor people. We can just stack them up in various, in this tomb, and it doesn't take up too much space. There's one called Merchant's Rest, and this is pretty much designed for higher end merchants that have a little bit more money and are in the trade. And there's the Hall of Sages, which is where your wizardly ancient types are held. There is the Lord's Respite, which is where the lords are held. And then there's the Mariner's Tomb, which is for sailors. And then you come to the Hall of Heroes, and this is a warrior and soldier tomb. And as such, there are iconography of various different gods of battle, of protection, of healing, of death, and so on, kind of all about this. It is all made out of blue marble, just makes it stand out a little bit separate from everybody else. And again, anybody who's, I guess this would probably be less for Igni and Vanan, but more for Ozzy and Lilith. There is this is like, there are legendary heroes entombed here. Like, this is a thing that you guys know about. So, yeah. Also, at the same time, like, if this is some sort of weird front for, like, a thieves or assassins guild, like, this is also really fucking bold to put it here.
It's kind of blasphemous.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Very sacrilegious if it's here.
Yes.
It's perfect. Is there a door I'd like to knock?
There is a door. And I mean, you knock and the door will open because it is a tomb, right? So it's not going to be locked. But as you enter in, you can see that there is, because it's still in the morning, there's some natural light coming in through a couple of circular windows on the sides, and there's like some stained glass windows depicting great battles. And there is a couple of like glass trophy cases that are housing various things. Like there is, in a very Shards of Narsil type way, there is a shattered battle axe in pieces, like the blade and the hilt are broken, and they're kind of splayed out in a nice glass case of an ancient warlord. There's another sword that's again to another ancient warlord that it's weird that the handle is still there. It looks like a regular sword, but the blade, where the blade should be, is the skeleton of what looks to be like a cobra, which is weird. Like, in place of like actual metal, the blade is that of a cobra.
This is behind something you said? It's
These
like
are in
glass
like
casing?
these are in like glass cases set about the place for various, and if you like read the placards, there are various,
Yeah.
Rorlor, the ancient warlord, or like hero of blah blah blah. So you've got all this different stuff going on here. And at the far end of the hall, is a set of gates that are kind of leading to another area that goes further deeper. This is sort of like, you get the feeling this is sort of like, oh, you can come in here and pay your respects and learn a little history, and then like past the wrought iron gates is like where the bodies are actually held.
I see.
Just out of curiosity, can I cast Detect Magic as a ritual?
Sure, you absolutely can. So you guys take 10 minutes.
That's cool.
And,
I'll sit here. They can go on if they want. I'll sit here and do it.
Yeah,
I'll sit
you
with
cast.
Ozzy and just sit like very specifically like opposite him and
Okay.
just like mimic him and everything he does.
Yeah,
Okay.
while they cast the ritual, which I think is a good idea. The secondary area, does it look like it has been opened recently?
It. Make me an investigation check.
Okay. Everybody pray. Oh, a 16.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's been opened at some point relatively recently.
Are there traces of anything else? Things like, soot from a fire, some kind of trap?
You don't see anything like that, and you think to yourself, they wouldn't really, like, this is a tomb of, like, legendary heroes in a major city. Like, the sheer audacity of somebody to try to do anything in here is, like...
I gotcha.
Like, no one... They don't... Like, it's not anticipated, like, you shouldn't do this, right? Like, that doesn't mean people won't, but...
Right. Okay.
So, Ozzy, after 10 minutes and your inspection around, yes, and you cast Detect Magic, 100% there is latent magic in both this sword hilt and the blade, or the asp skeleton. And it is like the tail is affixed, like the tip of the tail bone of the vertebra is affixed to the hilt. And there is definitely, it's since lessened, right? But it is definitely magical, as is the haft and the shards of the battle axe.
Do I sense any necromantic magic?
No, you detect from the blade that of transmutation magic, a little bit of evocation magic, and from the battle axe there is mostly evocation magic.
Okay. Ozzy feels a little better now.
Yes.
Yeah. No one dead walking around.
Yeah.
So there is actually, and I will follow that up, there is a general aura about the whole place that you're in. Let me just...
divination, potentially?
Let me look up the spell, and then I will tell you before I... There is a general aura of necromancy magic about the entire place.
And now I'm nervous. Vanan, don't touch anything.
What are you seeing? I'm seeing some interesting things.
Just don't touch anything.
Yes. It is probably good for us to stay quiet. We are going to have to go deeper into this here tomb, yeah? You guys good? Everybody ready? Okay, here we go.
Well, we'll take
Ozzy
a
said
quick
not to touch
second to
anything.
like pray for everybody.
Sure.
She says a prayer to Tyr.
Okay. Make me a religion check.
Ooh.
Ozzy's actually going to mimic Lilith.
Lilith. All right. Interesting. I like it.
It's a 10 plus. Where's my religion? 14.
Okay. Yeah, that is. You feel, like you feel strangely like a feeling of like warmth and like home, if that makes sense. Like here praying for fallen heroes in a temple tomb of fallen heroes. And you actually will get advantage on your next attack roll that you make whenever it is.
Nice.
Word.
And you feel like the warmth of Tyr, something that you are familiar with to a degree. Like the feeling that you get when you bring down a smite on an enemy, like a very lessened version of that just kind of fills you as you pray here. So
How satisfying.
yes. Ozzy, you don't get that, unfortunately.
No, I don't get that at all.
But yes.
So I think, I'm gonna start moving gingerly down the hallway.
Okay,
I guess
so
I'll follow.
the wrought iron gate is locked.
Can I
There's a
pick it?
key. There's a keyhole. Yeah,
Oh, can I pick it?
you can certainly try.
What is that?
Can I
Dex?
cheerlead?
Yeah, Dex plus your proficiency because you are proficient with thieves' tools. So
Oh, right.
Igni, you can do it.
25.
oh yeah,
Told ya.
no
Sorry.
problems.
I look at the gate and go, shh.
As the door opens, Igni, with your thieves' tools check, you also know that a common thing that thieves do, as you are one, and actually you can confirm by looking at the hinges, is there are certain ways one can alter a hinge to a door or a gate to cause it to touch the metal to creak as it opens, so that like people don't sneak into your bedroom at night without you hearing the door creak. So that's a thing you know. Looks like that may have been done here.
Great. As I slide it back, I'm sure it creaks, and I go, that is planned. We are not alone. Stay on your guard, yeah?
I will message to Igni. Igni, if you need me to speak to anybody in silence, I can communicate with telepathy.
And you hear this in your head.
Cool. I turn around and look at you and give you that wink that's like,
Okay.
so we start moving through stealthily?
Okay, I would like everybody to make me stealth checks, please.
13.
Ooh, for the rogue.
I know, I rolled a 5.
I got a 15.
I'm also not trying to be terribly sneaky. I am actually attempting to get their attention.
Okay.
I somehow lost my D20s. Hold on a second.
That's not good.
I just had them.
I was gonna say 6 sets. This guy.
I've got a bunch over there, but it's 16.
Okay. And Britt, you're on mute.
Oh no. Sorry, that's a +8. That's a.
Sorry, I was muted. I got an 18.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow. All right.
That was a disadvantage too, because I'm wearing plate mail.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Did you do the best with disadvantage?
Yeah.
I
I think she did. Wow. That's meant to be. Clearly.
Still feeling the
Yes,
graces of
Claire.
Tyr.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's just a heads up that the dogs are outside. I think.
Oh, I see.
Ah.
I think. She didn't respond, so. Okay.
So we're moving silently?
Yes.
Oh.
So you think, anyway.
I would like to keep an eye out for... So I know rogues have like a physical hand language that they use.
Mm-hmm.
But I would suspect if they're really hiding out down here, there may also be like a written language or like symbols or something. Like hobo, like what we had talked about. Like hobo, yeah, basically, you know, it's like writing on a wall with chalk or like symbols or things that may signify something that most would not be able to pick up on.
Yeah, no, Thieves' Cant is not just a...
Oh, great.
It is a written language. It is like a hand sign language. So, you know, the thought process behind Thieves' Cant is what you and I could normally say to one another in about a minute of conversation can be done in like less than 10 seconds worth of hand gesturing. You can get that point across more efficiently. But yes, there is symbols.
That's cool. I didn't realize there were symbols. I just thought it was hand gestures.
Mm-hmm. No, there are definitely symbols. So, yeah, as you look, make me a perception check as you're moving.
No.
And how fast are you moving?
Not 20!
Okay, then that answers that. So yeah, as you're moving through these tunnels, or basically you step down past this gate, and there are now rows on either side of you of basically these are encased in stone, you know, mausoleum style, which you assume to be bodies, and there are names engraved on each one. And you actually are traveling for quite a while. And it seems like it goes back a little ways and then it goes down. And you're traveling down for a while, and you've been going down this way for sorry. Wow. About I'm sorry, what was your check again? My mistake.
A nat 20?
Oh, a nat 20, yeah. So you travel for about 15 minutes. And you realize that it keeps going, right? Because there's a lot of heroes in the history of forever. So as you're going down, but you realize that you see a symbol that is very tiny, like added. It's secondary to the nameplate. And it is a symbol that is basically false. Is the symbol.
For like symbol. It's next to like a tomb.
Yeah,
like
it's like one of the plaques, right, for the name that like is set into the wall, and like ever so tinily in the bottom corner is like the Thieves' Cant symbol for false.
Yeah, Inigo, stop. There, that one. I walk over and can I feel and see if it like pops off or like presses or like the plate or whatever.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Oh God. 15.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely feel that there is like space behind this plate.
But it doesn't like pop off.
There is space as if that there's something behind it, like a way to get behind it. Oh. But with your 15,
can't figure out.
You know that there's a way to get through it, but you're not sure what the proper trigger is.
I turn around, look at them, and I go, "This is it. I know it. This smartphone." Ozzy, yes. Come take a look at this. It is for sure a trigger of some kind that may open a false door.
Oh, okay. I'll walk up. I'll take out. Is it dark down here?
It is.
Okay, I'll take out my lantern.
Okay, you do. You light things up.
And I'm gonna have it glow blue this time.
That's a glowing blue.
And yeah, I'll make an investigation check.
Yeah.
Do better than me.
A 20.
Yeah, okay. So as you're looking through, like, around, you realize that amongst the writing for the name and, like, the deeds and the date and the time frame of this falsified thing are in like every so often, there is basically one of the letters seem to be slightly, ever so slightly raised, and spread throughout it are the letters that spell the word triad.
Triad.
What do you see?
There's a few letters on this stone that are raised out, and they spell out triad.
What does that mean? Does that mean anything to you?
I
Triad,
thought the triad was the group we were looking for.
Oh, yes, the Waterdalian triad, yes.
Can I press one of them, like the T?
It's only like maybe 1/8 of an inch, but it sets in when you press it.
I'll keep going to spell out triad.
And as like each one, as you push in all the letters, the plate kind of just and then like slides to the side, and there is now a space basically big enough for like a person to deftly kind of like shimmy through. Like it's not very big. It is like less than like 2 feet in total diameter. So like a person can make their way through this, but it's tight.
Does it look like we would all fit?
We would all fit. It would be tight. Lilith's gonna be a little bunched up in there with you.
You want me to possibly be able to take a look further down to see if it's safe? I may have to say that none of us have to actually go in there for now.
You are welcome to. Yes.
Never mind.
Okay.
You know what I do? I pluck a cricket off my shoulder.
I was about to...
And I set him down in the hole and I say, Mr. Cricket, go earn your keep, yeah? And let him go report back to me.
Ted, I'm going to use my lantern's ability.
Okay, let the dogs in because they're barking. And Chelsea, you can have Igni make me an animal handling check for a cricket as well.
Oh, God.
It just slowly hops.
This is not my... Oh, no, a 9.
I've got Copernicus with me.
Oh, do you? Anything we can send down?
He can see everything. Literally, he can see everything, including invisible things. So, if we want to do that.
Cricket rolled a 9, or Igni rolled a 9 for animal handling.
So the cricket like hops like 2 hops down, turn around and hop back.
Oh my God, you are useless. Here, sit with your wife, yeah?
I'll send Copernicus.
Well, hang on, because Ozzy's gonna activate this.
Oh yeah, his lantern.
What does your lantern do?
Yes.
You're about to find out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I'm gonna summon. Hold on. Which one do I want to summon?
I don't know.
Didn't know you could do such things.
One's the stealthiest. I'm gonna summon Dusty.
Dusty. Okay.
Yeah.
So describe to the party how, and to the viewers at home, what happens and what it looks like.
So you see a very small female form appear, and it's actually wearing what you would qualify as like a long Egyptian style slim robe or like dress, and a golden wrap around the chest with a golden collar, and black hair that's in a bob, almost like Cleopatra. It's like a tiny Cleopatra.
Oh!
You see dust kind of like trailing off of her dress. And I go, everybody, this is Dusty.
Hi, Dusty.
My goodness. Well, hello.
Is
she going to go down the hole?
Does she talk?
I don't know. Do they speak?
I don't know.
Hold on, I have my master manual.
Do you have it right with you?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
They only speak
Probably.
the language of the elementals.
Yes. So, unfortunately,
Tiny Cleopatra.
does anybody speak Orin or Terran?
I do.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
What?
No.
I got all excited for a second there. Yes, so you can converse with her, but basically, what are you?
So I'll say to her in Terran, could you possibly take a look down in the hole and see if there's any strange things on the other side that we may need to know about?
Okay, and she will nod in agreement, and she will begin to fly down this little space.
Yeah, she's a floating Cleopatra.
Yes, floating Cleopatra. I need you to make me a perception check for her. She has a +2 to her perception.
That's a 9.
Okay. She goes down this hallway about. You can see that it goes down on a slope.
Mm-hmm.
It's at about. It's like a 20-degree, 15-degree angle, heading down. And she travels for about 15 feet. I'll have her make another perception check, please.
That's another 9.
Okay, then I'm gonna need her to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Knew it. Oh.
Sorry, Dusty. Uh, 13.
Okay, that actually does make it.
Oh, good.
So she will take 3 points of piercing damage
Okay, let me write down her
as
health
a
here.
crossbow bolt across. And yeah, well, again, she's kind of off at an angle, so it's hard to see. But what strikes you as strange is that she's floating. So what set off this trap that shot out a crossbow bolt?
Well, there's definitely traps down there.
Well, of course. It is full of assassins and rogues.
But Dusty is floating. I don't know what set off the trap down there.
Can I roll an insight on that? Would I know a trap that would be used that way?
Sure.
Let me just double check my biz. I'm not a very wise person. No, a 5. Yeah, no.
That doesn't make any sense to you. Although, Ozzy, you do know that there are means of which to magically, ward things for proximity, or like if there's like a light of some kind, or and if something like breaks the plane, there's ways to set stuff off that way.
Right. Okay.
But you didn't see anything like that from your perspective.
Right.
But again, it's kind of going down, so.
I'll message to her then. Are you okay?
And you get a response back. Oh, that's right, you can message. This is fun that we finally get to use these. And she has, she's got some, she actually has HP. So
yeah, 17, so now
17,
14.
yeah, all right.
Wow.
So, you get a message back that she is fine.
Okay. If you feel in danger, you can head right back. But
and
if you can
she
keep going, that'd be
will
great.
Soldier on. Have her make me another perception check, please.
14.
Okay. So as she's making her way down this way, she basically can point out that she can see, or she will take note that there are additional kind of holes in the wall on the way down that lead for a little ways, but she can't message you back without...
Unless I message her first.
Unless you message her first. So she will eventually, when she sees this, she'll fly back and basically relay to you that there's like a 10-foot stretch of this tunnel that has the same situation.
Okay. And does it seem to be an opening?
Yeah, it kind of drops off past
It
that.
drops off. Okay. Okay, so there seems to be possibly another trap later in, but it definitely opens up at the end.
Does it seem, is there anything writing on the walls or a trigger of some kind that your little flying lady friend can find?
I don't necessarily know if...
Yeah, you don't get the feel. You would get the feeling that you have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So that's more of a rogue situation.
Yeah.
Well,
She's more of a magical elemental entity, not really a sneaky rogue.
looks like I may have to slime my way down this hole and try to disarm it.
Okay.
I'll follow, I guess.
All right.
I just want to do something.
Sure.
Yes,
I'll pull Dusty out.
You're welcome to go in
Yeah,
there,
I'll
man. And if
come.
you feeling so into it, go for it.
Nah, I want to help.
Yes,
Okay.
we
So
can.
I'll follow you.
We're
Alright.
gonna squeeze in this hole
Okay.
together.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So you guys can shimmy
we
down.
are the Dancing Johns.
It's true.
We can do this.
We can do this.
We can do this. I believe in us.
All right. So Igni, as you shimmy down this kind of braced, like the Grinch going down the chimney, right? You're going down this little tunnel here. You having been basically informed of this, you can see where it is. So go ahead and make me, or you can kind of see that there are these holes in the wall,
Right.
and you can see that there are that there is basically there's like a hole in the wall that you can see that there is basically like a very like pinhole beam of light that is going across, and you realize that you can almost, it's barely imperceptible because most people, if you're down here with dark vision, you only see shades of gray, and if you're down here with the light, you're not really going to see it.
So it's light triggered when
It
you
is.
cross the beam of light. Okay. Well, I literally, because I can't really turn around, I just kind of like creak my neck back. I'm like, Vanan, can you see that beam of light there?
Yeah, we'll say you can because she
Can
pointed it out to you.
Oh,
I like scooch my ass to one side so he can see past me. See
Yeah.
it right there? That is the trigger. It's the light. So, can I reach out and put my finger over the tiny hole
Yeah,
without like putting my body in front of it? Just like finger in front of the tiny hole.
yeah, you can do that, and it will launch a bolt across, and it'll hit the wall and just like drop. But you're now covering up the light source.
I have idea. Oh my goodness, I have idea. I start patting myself down. Didn't I get a mirror
You
or a
did.
kit? Ha ha. Okay, Igni pulls out a mirror.
Uh-huh.
And goes, watch these. And puts the mirror right in front of the light beam so it bounces it back.
Sure.
And it doesn't trigger. Everything seems to. And I remove it. I'm like, okay, get the rest of the group. I have idea.
I'll shimmy back.
Okay. Backwards up the tunnel.
Backwards up.
Yeah.
I'll shimmy out and be like, hey, we figured it out. Come on, follow me.
And
Let's
then you
go.
Shimmy back
Everybody. Vominos. Okay.
down. Yes,
back down.
Dora. You make your way back down. All right. Yeah. So, are you going to basically? What's your plan, Igni?
Okay, so as everybody starts entering this hole, I'll like yell back at them. Okay, here's the deal. I'm going to put a mirror in front of this beam of light. I'm going to pass by and then pass the mirror to Vanan. Then Vanan is going to do the same thing and then pass the mirror to the next person until we move past. Whatever you do, do not let the light hit you. It must stay in front of the mirror.
Got it.
Okay. I'm gonna.
That's Igni's plan.
Okay.
Just like shimmy past and then pass the mirror. It's like
Yeah.
cheating a ticket
Yeah. Sure.
to a music concert.
I will need. So Igni, you've already done this, so you figured out how to do this. I will need everybody else to make me dexterity or sleight of hand checks if you have sleight of hand. So we make our way through here.
22.
You're fine.
13.
13 is good too. We'll wait to hear
Brittany.
from Brittany.
Lilith.
Lilith.
Sorry, guys. I'm putting out a fire,
Oh,
That's fine.
theoretically speaking.
Yeah.
well, that's good.
Sleight of hand check,
Actual fire.
if you don't mind.
No. Yes. Sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. I got your text. We're good.
You're good. You're good.
Sleight of hand is going to be. It's a pretty good one, but let me see what my modifier is. For those of you wondering, my character sheet, I'm accessing it from my phone. That's going to be a 16.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are able to do this, and you're basically able to chain past this mirror back and forth, up and down the line, so you can get past because it's a 10-foot stretch of there's a couple of these, and you notice too, Igni, and you actually have a little respect for it that there's a couple of these, but they're in different spots.
Oh,
Like one of them's like on the ceiling coming down,
tricky motherfucker.
so you can't just keep going with the same. You have to maneuver around. But you guys basically make it through to the end of this, and it kind of drops down about 10 feet, and then it sets onto a platform, and then continues on continues off down into the dark at more of like a slightly steeper angle.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stand on the platform, I guess, so everybody gets out, and then take a moment to peer around, maybe in the dark with my dark vision, and try
you got 120 feet if you take your mask off. So
yeah, I'll kind of pull it down. It's not for my eyes anymore. What do we all see?
That's good. Perception check.
Okay. It's not gonna be so good. Just a 10.
Okay. You see a hallway and some stairs.
Brilliant. Anybody else want to try to see the things?
I'm blind.
I'll look around, and Copernicus will look around, in case there's anything invisible.
Oh, good call.
Because these tricksy rogues,
Sure.
don't know if they like to do invisible shenanigans.
They do like to do those.
I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, it seems like the area that you are in seems to be momentarily safe because it doesn't make a ton of sense to trap immediately after your trap. You hope that because
they're not that mean.
Theoretically, if you
don't have a backup trap,
so theoretically, if you die, you realize the reason it's at an angle is that you'll slide out,
right,
and hit the ground. So your body doesn't plug up the hole that you need to get to where you're going. So yeah, you can see that it leads off, and I guess what were the numbers on the perceptions if anybody made them?
Oh, right.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, she rolled the highest.
Okay.
I rolled.
Maybe not.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to roll.
It's okay. You didn't have to if you didn't want to.
No, I was doing one for me and for Copernicus. So I rolled a 23.
Shit.
Oh,
right.
okay, damn.
Oh, Dusty has good.
Okay.
Yeah. Dusty gets a roll too.
I'm blind because I'm a human, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Copernicus.
Oh no, Dusty did not get anything good there.
Fair.
He gets a +5 too. And Copernicus rolls a 24. Wow, this is
Okay, shit. So basically, the tag team of Vanan and Copernicus, you guys can smell, and I guess Copernicus probably would have advantage on this, but this is fine.
He does.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll tell you what you need to know anyway. You can get there's an acrid smell to the air, slightly wafting, as though there is some sort of breeze from further down the hallway.
Okay. So it kind of looks like it's kind of it seems like this place kind of opens up the farther we go down.
So reasonable.
Possibly. I mean, we don't really know.
Is there something that makes you think this?
No, I can kind of there's a smell coming from down that way. It kind of smells different from this. You kind of have to know what I'm talking about to know what I'm talking about. That doesn't really make much sense, does it?
I believe you there, friend. Well, we are in fact looking for people, and in fact we are looking for people that probably have hideout here. So I would think a space where it opens up might be a good place to look. Yeah.
All right. Let's go check that out.
Can we start down the hallway?
So yeah, as you guys kind of move into, it starts to be less worked stone and more natural craggy cavern. So as you guys move out here, there is this acrid smell picks up and fills this natural cavern you're in. You see large black and violet colored mushrooms growing in thick mounds of refuse. There's garbage and possibly what was at one point dead bodies. There's just a slight, very slight breeze as if things open up because it's wafting this towards you. And you can see there is this in the back corner, the chamber goes on, but as you're sort of passing by to go further in, there's like this black pool, and then again with dark vision it seems black anyway, but of just like almost like a syrupy liquid kind of leaking from the natural cavern into the wall and then like dropping into a pool. Doesn't overflow, but drops off into like a very shallow basin.
Do not touch.
Like a natural pool. It's not like a bowl. But you can see that there's a very windy path through these kind of mushrooms that leads to the other side.
All right. The first thing I'm going to do is take out a bandana or some kind of extra piece of fabric on my person and wrap my face.
Okay.
Cover my mouth. And I look at the group and I say, you may want to do the same. Just, breathing in the spores is bad for you, yeah? And then this was she green or black goop? I roll an insight. Anybody else know what that is? It looks a little icky.
Can I take a look at it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Say roll a
Nature
anybody
checks,
have a
yeah.
nature check?
Or if
I am
anybody's
no
got
good with the
poisoner's kit, that would also work.
Oh, I rolled an 18, in fact.
What am I rolling for this?
It would be nature if you have
I got a
herbalism kit,
5.
or if you have a poisoner's kit, that would give you.
I got a 15.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I rolled an 18 on nature.
Then
Ah, damn.
intelligence skills though.
All right. So you're 18. Igni, you're not. This is strange, right? This doesn't seem natural. And you are going to go out on a very reasonable limb and assume that it's probably poisonous and should not be imbibed.
Okay.
But as for what it is actually made of, you're not sure.
Not sure.
This is the smell.
Okay,
This
I
and
actually
the
believe
spores
that.
of the.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
this
found
is-
it.
This
That's
is
it.
This is not. I'm not. This is unkosher.
I suggest that we avoid it at all costs. Is there a way for us to go around it?
Yeah, it's actually right next to like the there's like you can see the natural cave that leads past this, and this is just like right by the door.
Let us.
Or the door, but the edges.
I was about to say, yeah, we should walk carefully. Do not step in that. It could be bad for all of us.
Can I do some? Can I do some Catherine Zeta-Jones? Jumping through the lasers types. Hop through this to the
She
other
dips
side.
beneath lasers. Oh.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, if you're gonna do that, Igni's gonna have to follow you.
All
All right.
that is a 30.
30?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah, I'm gonna have to
Rolled a
definitely
19
follow that up.
Plus 11.
All right.
Hell
let's-
yeah.
Damn.
And I rolled a 21.
Okay,
We are on
so
point.
you guys are like, all right, how are we gonna go? Ozzy and Lilith are like, all right, let's. Just like trying to Ozzy calculate. Well, can't see anything. Never mind. You're like, there's something going on. It probably looks really cool, but I can't see it.
Probably pick Ozzy up piggyback style.
All right, so Ozzy,
Wait,
I
how
guess.
far is this chasm across?
It is probably. I mean, it's not. It's there is a pathway. But yeah, it's probably like from where you guys are to the far end where the door is in this black seeping pool. 30 feet.
Oh, don't worry about me. It's fine. You go.
But you have to be able to see where you're going for Misty Step.
Oh, true.
You not have your lantern out anymore?
And lantern only goes 15 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Does anyone have the light spell or dancing lights? Or
I have
something?
light.
Oh, I can do the dancing lights.
Can do
Yeah,
the
you
dancing
can do the
light.
dancing lights.
Yeah.
So I'll wait for Igni to get to the other side and
Okay, so you guys, you do your flipping back and forth, and actually, because of your sheer speed, you actually, as you flip and get close to these things, they do kind of, and you guys are basically in tandem, that they do generate the spores. They don't go very far. They're pretty localized to the fungus, but they set off the spores, but you guys are so quick that you don't get caught in any of them, and that the spores will settle to the ground. So for Lilith to get across, you shouldn't have to really worry about anything because you already set them all off.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
But you can still cast the dancing lights anyway.
I do.
Set everything off.
But
I jumped.
in such a way that you don't
Oh.
get it. They're
Oh.
proximity based. If you get within 5 feet of them, they burst.
Can I do a landing like this? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like last.
You nail your
You
landing.
stick it 100%.
And I'll bow. The whole time my spurs were activating, so it's like chink, chink, chink.
Yeah, all right. His spurs that can make noise if he wants them to. Yeah, it's like some crazy Wild West dance going on in here as they're like chinking all as he's jumping all over the place, tingling here, bouncing off the ceiling. They tingle up there. Yeah, it's a good time. So,
Right.
So I
That's
won't
the
waste
thing
a
I do
spell
get.
then if I could just walk through.
yeah, you could just walk through now.
Yeah.
They
And Dusty doesn't
basically
give a shit because she's immune to poison.
there
So
you go. So you guys get to the other side. There's a cave that actually there's a door. Now, like there's this natural cave and there's a door set that
Hmm.
leads on. And as you guys are standing there, you can see the door. You can hear just the syrupy pour of liquid as that seeping from the wall. It just splatters slowly down. It never leaves this kind of natural basin, but it's there. And again, it's not overflowing, so it's cycling somehow.
Ugh.
It's at the
Gross.
door.
It's next to the door.
Hmm.
And then there's a door.
I was thinking of like the chocolate river in Willy Wonka's factory,
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
but not chocolate.
but poison.
But,
So
but definitely not chocolate.
liquid death.
It seems to be cycling. Does it look like there is a hole that it's like catching in, and then it's
It
like
is so viscous you can't tell
I can't tell.
because it's opaque. This liquid, like I said, it's almost like pouring like chocolate, like you said, chocolate sauce or maple syrup from a wall, and it's like
It's just puddling.
into
Like
this
tree sap.
puddle, and you don't see it like tree sap. You don't see it draining away, but you don't see it's not overflowing. So it has to be going somewhere. It could just be going and then out somewhere below. You don't know, but you don't see it.
I have an idea. Anybody have a shovel?
No.
Yes.
I do. You guys know how much I love digging holes.
That's true.
Uh,
We do know that.
That
Shovel
is
for-
true. Let us put that love to work. I say we dig a small trench, see if it flows away, and we can see what is underneath and where it is feeding to.
Down.
Is that what you want
Just
to
like
do?
dig out from it and try to like guide it elsewhere. I don't know if that's beneficial, but we could give it a shot.
Is that what you want to do?
How about we dig it in the
How
opposite
far
direction?
away are we from that downward sloping body chute?
Oh, that was with the shoot you came in on.
Oh.
With
Yeah,
the crossbow
gotcha.
bolts.
That we rode down, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's at an angle. So if people get riddled with crossbow bolts, they just slide out.
Makes sense.
Right.
Quick and easy cleanup.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then you probably assume that you bring them into this room, and then the fungus dissolves the bodies.
Yep. Easy cleanup.
Yep.
I like these. people,
Nothing if not
yes.
efficient. So, what are you guys doing now?
My suggestion was to take the shovel and like dig out a small trench from the point at which it's collecting to see if it won't run another direction so we can see what's underneath it. Or if there's like a limited amount of it that's cycling through, or like what, like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
try to shift the flow of goo.
Okay, where would you like to shift it? So, like, you're right next to this door that leads.
Dig a
to
new
the-
hole.
Okay.
Can we dig a new hole? Hell.
So, is there anything else in this room, or is it just this?
Just detritus and garbage and fungus, this seeping black liquid, and then the
Is
door.
there a, and the door? Does the door? Is that the way we? No, we haven't gone through that door yet.
No, you
No, we
This is
haven't, but
next-
it's
okay,
blocked.
we just
It's like
wanna-
next to it. I'm trying to
You can-
get it
you
away
could
from the door.
get-
Oh, okay.
You- It seems as though you could easily just go through the door and not
What's that?
interact with this at all if you wanted to.
Oh, I thought it
Oh.
was like sitting
Yeah,
close
no.
to it.
Like,
oh, okay.
like there's a door, and then it's like to the right side of the door.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Maybe we
Oh.
should check the door for poison traps.
That's a good idea. Any symbols or anything on the door?
No symbols and no like lock, just like a pull ring.
Should I knock?
Yeah, seems polite.
I mean, you know, like any secret knocks?
Do I know any secret knocks?
I mean, you know some, but they're not like universal.
Oh.
There's no like, this is the thief knock.
I'm gonna just, you know what? I'm gonna walk right up and pull on it.
Okay.
It's not locked?
Oh, you pulls, door swings open.
What's on the other side?
Okay, let me tell you what's on the other side. So, in this room, there is a kind of cavern that you can see off to the right that leads elsewhere.
Okay.
And in this room, you can see not too far away and close. Actually, I guess no. You can see that there is on this side of the wall, from where your natural pool of water or of goop was seeping, on the ground is like a channel of that like goop leading to a statue in the middle of the room. This is a statue, what seems to be a cloaked man, cowled in white, his hands crossed in front of him, with like it seems as though his arms are lacerated. It's a statue, but again, lacerated and then like seeping from the wounds into like it's coming from this channel up the statue and then out into spilling from the lacerations as though blood into a circular pool around him is this black goop. And then like in one hand is a dagger. And it seems as though one is
right. Yeah, sure. That he's any way to recognize who the statue is of? Does it seem of importance?
Yeah, you can make me a religion check.
Oh, well, that's not going to end well. No, a 6. Anybody else? Who is Lilith? Do you know who that is?
That's a 14.
Yeah,
I got a 21.
Yeah,
Ooh.
okay. This looks to be Ilmater, god of suffering, god of endurance. Is often seen. The symbol of Ilmater is 2 crossed hands, kind of wrapped with a red string, which is the more politically correct version, which was previously slit wrists. The red string is representative of bleeding, as he is the god who suffers for at the realms, so that the realm does not have to suffer. And it seems that he is apparently seeping this nasty black liquid.
Brutal.
That's weird.
Or at least it's being channeled into the statue.
Nothing else is around?
No. I mean, again, the statue is probably 15 feet away from where you guys came in. And there is a pathway that leads out.
Does it mean anything to you, this cloaked figure slitting his own wrist?
Not to me. I mean, I
Do you
know
know
who he is, but
who? I do not know.
oh,
Not to the 5.
I share Ilmater's information with you, and I look over at Ozzy because I kind of figured you might know too. Like,
I know a lot about gods. I just don't worship them.
Yes. You know, again, one of the 3 members of the triad is Ilmater.
Right.
And, you know, the whole bleeding and giving life for others is a very big symbol of Ilmater, but this black goop shit doesn't make a lot of sense.
Maybe the statue is asking us to
blood sacrifice?
Not sacrifice, but offer blood, maybe?
So there is a way out of the room?
Yeah, you could just seemingly walk right past this statue.
Or we could just walk to the door.
No, I like your idea. I do find, I think you're right.
Should we investigate the statue, see if there's any sort of mechanisms going on?
Give it a whirl, Vanan. Go investigate.
Vanan will do it. Vanan will walk up and be like, there's something up with this here statue.
Yeah, do it.
All right,
This
my
here
friend.
statue's got something going on. And if it does, Vanan might know.
Sure, you might.
16 plus something. He does not investigate ever. 16 straight.
16 straight. Yeah, so you get up close to this thing. And you're kind of looking at this. It's this like white, almost like, I guess I kind of want to say like a monk's robes. It's very loose. It's not very like, most Ilmater. Actually, well, you guys would know this. Most Ilmater statues are him like in almost like a loincloth, no shoes, like shirtless, bleeding. So as you get up close to this Vanan, this white kind of cloak about him has some kind of gold. There's like gold around the base and around the sleeves and a little around like there's a hood that's not up, but it's like around the neck. And as you get close to this thing and start investigating it, the cloak actually animates up and draws this golden dagger from the hand, and the cloak flies off almost like a hooded version of Doctor Strange's cloak, if you can imagine, but brandishing this dagger.
Whoa!
And that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think I'm about to get attacked, guys.
Yeah, you are.
I think you this is true statement.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for playing.
I guess.
Thank you. Yeah. Fun.
So I dropped off my spear at the place.
Oh, you did you?
Is that?
Well, you never said, because you said you had some time, so you don't have to say you did that if you don't want to.
No, I want to.
I thought we came here first.
I thought you
Oh,
came here first.
I thought we dropped it
No.
on the way.
Yeah, I was thinking we drop it on the way because I don't know how long it takes. So if it takes like a day, then we should.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
thought we dropped it on the way. At least that was my understanding.
I don't. Because I have no idea how this works. I was just gonna
Okay,
say,
that's fine. Because then I was
don't know what you're
good.
supposed to do.
I wasn't. We hadn't really discussed, so I'm glad that
Yeah.
is now made.
There was
apparent.
there was so much RP and other stuff we had to do. So.
Well,
It's
now I definitely can't make sure that I'm glad that I won't accidentally tell you, because yours was a Durger craft thing, so it let you know how far underground you were and the nearest exit that leads up. But you
Yeah.
don't have that information now, so that's something. As long as you were underground, so I don't have to give you that information. So yeah, thank you guys again. Sorry we ran a little bit over. I wanted to get to like a decent stopping point here.
Oh, that's
but,
good.
Let me go around the room and we'll get everybody. Again, if you're watching on YouTube live or on Periscope, you should like and or watch or follow all of these people because they're awesome. So why don't we start with Brittany, since she's I don't know, on the left. So Brittany, go ahead and tell everybody who you are and all that good stuff.
Hello, I play Lilith Helder here on Nerd Immersion's Princes of the Apocalypse. I'm a Aasimar Paladin, and I'm also an elf warlock in the Venture Maidens podcast, which plays every Wednesday. I'm kind of drawing a mental blank right now. You can follow us on Twitter. We're on Twitter at venturemaidens.com. You can follow me personally at Visual Warlock. I'm on Twitter as well as Instagram. Both usernames are the same.
Right.
Yeah.
All your information is at theventuremaidens.com if people need to find that, correct?
Yes. Thank you. It is all there.
Yes. Chelsea, how about you?
Yeah, I'm Chelsea. Everybody online knows me as Little Red Dot, so check my handle there on the screen. Ted dropped some things for you. You can check out my Twitter where I keep my crazy busy role-playing schedule. Every Wednesday, there's a release of the podcast I'm a part of, whether it's our side quest episode that I DM or our main story quest line that I play in. The podcast is called North by Northwest. You can check us out there at those links. Every Thursday, I DM a homebrew campaign over on Encounter Roleplay's channel for their viewer game. We get, not this Thursday, we're off, but next Thursday we start a brand new campaign that I've written called The Trials of Ball. There will be lots of TPKs. It will be amazing. Every Saturday, you can check me out on Wizards of the Coast channel and the Learn by Play game. And every other Monday, I'm here doing this thing. Is that all of them? feel like I'm missing one. Oh, this Friday I'm finishing up a Tomb of Horrors campaign over on the Greyhawks channel. And this Saturday morning, I'm doing a one-off charity stream over on Grant Ellis's channel. We're playing through this really cool RP card game called The King is Dead. And it's all about trying to win the crown. So I'm really excited to get, conniving with other players. So yeah, you can check all that out. I put a brand new schedule out today. It's all there. Thanks for being here.
All right. Bucky, what about you?
I'm Bucky. I've been Ozzy. Oh, God. Normally, I play Vendalar Greymire over on the Taking Initiative podcast. You can find Taking Initiative at TI_pod. You can find me personally on Twitter at Bucky_Masters. And you can find all the information you need to know about our show at thespark.network. Big announcement for me is also a big announcement for Brittany. Both my podcast and Brittany's podcast are both going to be in the Podcast of Foes event that's hosted by Wizards of the Coast. So we are going to be showcasing over 2 weeks starting on the 7th of May. For 2 weeks, there are going to be 23 different shows showcasing all the new stuff from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. And I get to run my game, so I'm super nervous about it.
That was the mind link that I was drawing. I'm like, I know there's like something really big that I'm missing here. Yeah, I guess the website's it.
I think the Adventure Maidens is actually on the first day, too. You guys are on the 7th, and we're on the 14th.
Rad.
All right, and Davis.
Hello. Hello there. I am Davis. I'm from Dank Dungeons, and I do this podcast with these guys, and they're all really cool. Come check us out, Dank Dungeons TV on Twitch. Not on Twitch, sorry, on Twitter. And Dank Dungeons TV on YouTube. We also have a Patreon now. Check that out. We're hoping to amp up some of the stuff that we do, add in some regular one-shots and other things if we can get enough support and there's enough people who want it, I guess. And hopefully we'll have some more content to you guys as soon as we can start shooting some more stuff. So come check us out, and I hope we're entertaining or whatever. You guys are great.
All right, and I am Ted. I run Nerd Immersion here, the channel that you're currently watching, now on possibly one of 3 platforms. Maybe more to come in the future. We'll find out. But yeah, I don't really have a ton of announcements. Tomorrow night is our Evil campaign that we play behind me. It's once a month, so come watch us be evil. We're running away from a bunch of people that we murdered, destroyed a whole town. Now we're on the run. And my character is now somehow in league with a Cthulhian type god, which is a random thing for me. So that's fun. And then Wednesday, I build a different character in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons of pop culture. I believe this Wednesday is... Yes, right. This is Hal from Hal's Moving Castle. So that'll be this Wednesday.
I love Hal's Moving Castle.
That's amazing.
It's actually Katie, or Lazy Mermaiden, whose name you see at the bottom, who did the art for this.
Nice.
It's her birthday, so she asked if I would do that for her birthday, or at least her birthday. Her birthday might be the 26th. I forget the exact date because I'm a horrible friend. But I told her I would do that in honor of her birthday, so I will do that. And then, yeah, you'll see there's a whole big list of all the characters that I'm going to build. I think I have to jump back to build the 10th Doctor. I have to do that, and then I have to build Kim Possible for Chelsea, because I promised I would do that. So, and then again, I have a bunch coming down the pike from everybody else. And soon, we're hoping to film our Civil War, hopefully relatively in the next few days, to theme it up with the fact that Infinity War is coming out, as I have built Captain America and I've built Iron Man, so 2 of my players are going to sit down and duke it out to see who would win in a fight, Iron Man or Captain America, in the Nerd Immersion Civil War. And let's see. I can't think if there's too much else that I did want to say. Oh, I'd have to put links up because I didn't do this. I finished designing a TeePublic store, so there's a couple of Nerd Immersion t-shirt things. I'm working on more designs that I'm coming up with myself for that. The thing in the bottom right, obviously, no one is requested or even required or anything of that nature to do donations, but a lot of these wonderful folks here and on some of our other streams are all going to Gen Con, myself included. And I have some gear that I can record, but if I can get some assistance to stream, we'll be able to stream you guys games from Gen Con of all various things with most of the people here, some other folks in varying systems and varying games. We'd love to bring that to you guys live from the Gen Con floor or table or Starbucks booth in the corner or bar. Bar is also a popular one. So we'd love to do that.
That's where I'll be too.
Yeah, so hopefully we can bring that to you guys, and that would be awesome. So yes, bar for sure. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this. I hope the stream quality looks good. I did some effort behind the scenes to make it look better. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time for another Princes of the Apocalypse.